touch, feel, and even test ride.
Visit willandsprocket.com for a location near you.
Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, August 20th, our top story. Flood damage totals rising.
I'm Adam Roberts in for Erik Bilstad, suing over redistricting.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything's looking really good right now. We're really not seeing any delays around the area or any incidents either, so everything is wonderful. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, partly cloudy and breezy with a spotty sprinkle possible and a high of just 74 degrees. Mostly clear skies tonight with a low down to 65. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after historic flooding more than a week ago, storm damage totals continue to rise in Milwaukee.
City officials say over 1,600 homes experienced significant damage and 150 were destroyed. The health department has helped over 100 businesses with flooding resources and power needs. 7 of those businesses have been ordered to cease operations due to electrical issues. Meanwhile, several Milwaukee Public Library locations are still being restored. The Villard Square branch will reopen Wednesday morning. The Bayview branch will be closed a few more days to complete system upgrades. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
As the totals continue to rise, restoration companies in southeast Wisconsin are overwhelmed trying to help people who had their basements flooded. Accurate basement repair owner Christopher Mancuso on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
If you are evacuating the water, you notice some cracking that you didn't have before, you definitely want to get that looked out. You might have some structural intrusion from the water pressure that was outside. The sooner you have that at least looked at, and what I mean by soon, in the next few months, because trying to get somebody out in the next few days or few weeks is going to be pretty tough.
Free curbside pickup and drop-off center services in Milwaukee have been extended.
Republican state lawmakers in California are suing Democrats over their proposed congressional redistricting maps.
The lawsuit before the state Supreme Court claims Democratic lawmakers are violating the state constitution by not allowing for a 30-day review period for the redistricting bills. Democrats plan to pass the bills tomorrow, but Republicans like State Assemblyman Carl DeMaio contend the Constitution doesn't allow those votes to be held until September 18th.
We have a corrupt court if they do not intervene.
The Democrats' new map would likely give them 5 new seats in Congress, offsetting the 5 seats Republicans in Texas are likely to gain with their new redistricting map. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
President Trump confirming that the next round of peace talks between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will likely happen without him. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Russian officials now saying any face-to-face between Putin and Zelensky must be, quote, prepared with the utmost care. This after the White House clarified plans to defend Ukraine from any new attacks, saying the U.S. will not be putting any troops on the ground in the region, but suggested the military could send air support. Trump also suggesting enforcement of a ceasefire could fall to what he says is a NATO-like coalition.
NATO defense chiefs plan to hold a virtual meeting today discussing security guarantees for Ukraine as part of efforts to end Russia's war on its neighbor.
Possible measles exposure in Wisconsin.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says as of Tuesday, there are currently 9 confirmed measles cases in the state. DHS officials say it has identified 2 public locations where people may have been exposed on August 4th. One is the Flying J Travel Center in Roberts, Wisconsin between 7:15 to 10 a.m. and the other is the Pilot Travel Center in Beloit, Wisconsin between the hours of 11:45 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Anyone experiencing symptoms such as runny noses, red watery eyes, heavy fever, or a red rash with raised bumps should avoid public spaces and get in contact with their medical provider. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, the American Academy of Pediatrics is now encouraging children to be vaccinated for both COVID-19 and the flu. Comes after the CDC is no longer recommending the vaccinations, saying only adults 65 and older should get them. Milwaukee Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Todoritis.
I think it's entirely possible that proven science and scientists are going to say these are safe and effective, and then professional associations like the American Academy of Pediatrics are going to say these are safe and effective vaccines and you should get them. I think it is entirely possible that we come to a point in the near future where we say we don't trust what the CDC is saying.
This is the first time in 30 years that AAP has diverged from government recommendations.
Coming up, I'm going to take a quick selfie with this shark. How do you think that story ended? Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:05.
Hunting season's just around the corner. Time to gear up with the best names in the business at prices that will not be beat. Like a Wildview 16-megapixel trail cam for just $34.99. The Big Game 16-foot Warrior Pro tree stand is on sale for $149.99. And take aim and comfort with a Hawk Big Denali luxury blind chair for just $134.99. Stop in for these hunting specials and more at your local Fleet Farm. And check out all our weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Take your family to the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford or Oshkosh today for the Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry and just $7.99. Kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Just walk in for your $7.99 fish fry. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft restaurant.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
This hasn't happened to the Brewers in nearly a month. Sports at 6:15.
The new Trauma Quality of Life Clinic at Children's Wisconsin is placing a focus on treating kids injured by guns. Dr. Katie Flynn O'Brien on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
We at Children's decided to start a community advisory board really to help inform and design this clinic. And that means that patients, children, and youth who've been shot and their parents helped guide this clinic's growth, this clinic's design, everything about the clinic. There were also community leaders, Milwaukee Public Schools, the Office of Violence Prevention, and more at that community advisory board. The idea being that we want the care we provide at Children's to be guided by the patients that are affected.
Children's Wisconsin sees 2 to 3 kids with gunshot wounds every single day.
The Appetizer, a Shorewood restaurant serving up free burgers ahead of George Webb's today.
Cloud Red on Oakland Avenue gave away free burgers from 2 to 4 on Tuesday. Around 40 years ago, the restaurant's location was a George Webb restaurant. Head line cook Marty Joyce tells WTMJ they are not in competition with George Webb's Wednesday giveaway.
I like to think that we're trying to give them a little break if possible. You know, from one kitchen staff to another, like if we can give them a little break, they gave 100,000 vouchers, so they're going to have a busy couple of days, I think. And, I hope they get their rest tonight. So maybe, hey, if they want to come down and get a burger, that'd be awesome. We'll make one special for them. We'll do a double patty.
The free burgers all due to the Brewers' 12-game win streak. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
A man recovering from a shark bite after posing for a photo during a fishing trip off the Florida coast.
Sean Muse was holding the 6-foot lemon shark Saturday night on the island of Cayo Costa, Florida. Muse says he was about to put it back into the Gulf, but the lemon shark took a bite of Muse's leg.
If it was a few inches one way, I might not be here.
Lemon sharks are a protected species in Florida. Muse says he wasn't fishing. Naturalists like Rob Howell say this was 100% preventable.
That shark wanted to get back to the water as quick as possible. It was in pain and scared.
Muse was flown to a hospital in Fort Myers where he is now recovering.
That's ABC's Rhiannon Alley reporting. Despite this incident, Muse does not believe he did anything wrong.
Well, except for the whole posing for the selfie with the shark. But otherwise, everything else was good. 6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year. But for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades. Roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
This week's featured business on the Home Improvement Showcase, sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is Comfort Awnings. ComfortAwnings.com.
Checking in with, I'm sorry, your name is again?
My name is Debbie Lazaga. How you doing?
She's
nice
our
to
new
meet
traffic
you.
reporter. Welcome back, Deb.
Thank you, sir. 4394 northbound, right about at Holt Avenue. Looks like we have some tire debris in the roadway. Looks like it's in the center lane, so they may have to close it off, just try and get that thing out of there. But just as you're coming around that curve there, just don't be surprised. Boo, there's a tire. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Got one broken down vehicle on 41 southbound right about at Watertown Plank Road. Not really in traffic, though, so everything is rolling along pretty well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy and breezy. A spotty sprinkle possible in the afternoon and evening. Temperatures topping out in the mid-70s. Mainly clear tonight with a low of around 65. The sunshine back for Thursday. Highs in the mid-70s, and then even warmer on Friday. Sunny with a high near 80. A chance for some overnight showers, and then turning cooler. Saturday, high of 78 with the sunshine, and we'll hold on to the clear conditions into Sunday. Highs falling back into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 66.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Now, here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Adam Roberts.
12 minutes after 6 on this Wednesday morning. As Adam in for Erik today. Federal help could be on the way for southeast Wisconsin as FEMA is expected to arrive in Milwaukee this week to begin assessing flood damage.
It doesn't even seem like it was last weekend that this happened. It feels like it was months ago already, and it's like exhausting.
Okay, summing up what so many of us are feeling following that seemingly endless weekend deluge that dropped nearly a foot of rain in some parts of the area. Flooded basements, homes, ravaged businesses and public spaces. That was a guy in Bayview, Andy Dupree, sharing a familiar story with TMJ4's Mary Jo Ola.
I think FEMA coming in would be great for everybody because with insurance not being able to step up for people and covering, it's kind of some people's only recourse in getting any kind of monetary relief to help out with the damages.
So Milwaukee County alone reporting so far more than 12,000 damage reports on the 211 system. More on that in a second. But that's information they've been anxious to share with federal officials. The end goal here is getting President Trump to declare a major disaster, opening up relief for homeowners, businesses, and municipalities to cover these uninsured losses. That will be measured perhaps when it's all said and done in the tens of millions. So FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, will first send its team to complete a preliminary damage assessment. A lot of acronyms in there. The PDA, the FEMA, the FEMA, anyway, that will advise the president whether to, pardon the pun, open the floodgates here on federal funding that could go for this flood relief.
So you're going to see a lot of people in hard hats, a lot of public officials doing the tours. It's going to be all over. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So local officials are still urging folks, even if you're cleaning up on your own, to still fill out these forms that report the damage. This will help in this effort to get that federal funding. Easiest way to do that I can tell you is just Google 211 Wisconsin. That will take you to that 211 website, and you can fill out the forms there. FEMA officials expected to be on the ground this week as the weather turns and we continue to dry out, as you heard in the Storm Team forecast. Coming up on 6:15, sports up next.
Discover how artificial intelligence is transforming manufacturing at the Midwest Manufacturing AI Summit, October 7th at Wisconsin State Fair Park, co-located with WIMTS. This workshop for manufacturing owners, executives, and operations managers will show how AI reduces downtime, increases throughput, and improves quality. Explore a technology showcase, connect with solution providers, consultants, and industry experts, and see how AI tools can drive results on your shop floor. Seats are limited. Register now at techedpodcast.com/AI Summit.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Bit of history for you here. The roll screen, which is a feature on so many Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin products. This is one of these screens that, it rolls back so you don't have to look at it, and then it rolls out when you need it. This was invented in 1925, and Pella invested in the breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa. And since, Pella's been introducing the world to innovative, game-changing designs, and they've been at it for a century now. So when you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, easy to trust Pella. Every piece specifically constructed for you, for your home, for your project, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. You can count on these products. Pella team takes pride in constructing these quality windows and doors, meticulous attention to every detail. Certainly been the case in our home with our front door, our patio door, a couple of windows in the house as well. Investing in new Pella windows and doors will create that long-term energy savings you're looking for, and you can count on it for years. And if you order by August 31st, 0% interest on your financing for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
You ever watch a baseball game, whether it's on TV or in person, you find yourself saying, the other team is getting all of the breaks, man. Like, when can we get some of that? That was the Cubs Tuesday against the Brewers in both games of a doubleheader at Wrigley.
Sal, a fly ball into right. It's going to carry out to Castro, coming in a couple steps, makes the catch, tagging his Terang. Here's the throw home, and they got him. What a throw from Willie Castro. It is a double play, and the inning is over.
And Grindle on the call. Yeah, it feels like a little comeuppance, maybe a little fan karma, if you will. We had one during the 14-gamer against the Mets that was a game winner, and so, yeah, I had that one go against the Brewers. They fall 6-4 in Game 1, 4-1 in Game 2. That's just their first 2-game losing streak, by the way, for some perspective, since July 25th and 26th, almost a month ago. That was against the Marlins, so think about that.
The doubleheader may have gone to 2 wins for the Cubs, but manager Pat Murphy explained in the second game, there wasn't a lot that he really could complain about.
We didn't really leave the zone. I mean, we hit 12 balls close to 100 miles an hour, but didn't have that much to show for it. I thought we did some good things. I thought Vaughn hit the ball hard 3 times. Collins hit the ball hard twice, got nothing. Terang hit the ball hard twice. And you got to credit them. They played inspired and put themselves in this position. So,
live from Wrigley Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo, WTMJ.
Yeah, very important. I was watching the game, and it just seemed like every ground ball, just couple hops, quick, easy throw, line shot to the outfield, right into the glove. I was just like, hey, can we maybe try to find a spot on the green grass to hit the ball?
No doubt. Hit the ball hard a number of times, just line shots that found the gloves out there. So what do we have this afternoon?
We got
evening?
yes. So we got 2 games left, another night game and then a day game on Thursday. Now Milwaukee has to win the final 2 in this series to win the season series, which is important if you think about tiebreakers and the fact that, Cubs a good team. They can make a run here at the end, so got to keep our eye on that. Next game tonight, though, at Wrigley. Our coverage begins at 6 with Brewers warm-up here on WTMJ.
Packers have a joint practice with the Seattle Seahawks that is open to the fans tomorrow. Head coach Matt LaFleur offering his first evaluations of Jordan Love now that he's back on the practice field post-surgery.
I thought it was good just to get him back out there, back in the mix, into the rhythm of playing quarterback. We did some different things with him that we haven't done in the past. I mean, we pretty much were primarily doing everything under center. So, yeah, I thought it was good work.
Love coming off surgery on his non-throwing hand. He is expected to start the regular season opener.
We're talking about practice.
LaFleur suggesting Malik Willis would get the start on Saturday's preseason game against the Seahawks, with a decision still to be made on the number 3 quarterback position. Could see more Sean Clifford and Taylor Elgersma as well. Game time 3 o'clock on Saturday.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like $20 off 3M WorkTunes hearing protection, $74.99. Assorted Milwaukee brand hand trucks, your choice, only $99.99. And select Shepherd wheels, casters, and floor protection, 15% off. Find value on the things you value. Plains Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Fall sports kicking into gear. To lose even a game, much less several or a whole season, that can be devastating for young athletes. They can only be that age on that team one time in their lives, right? So don't trust your kids' sports injuries to the ER or just any doc. Go to the best and get your son or daughter safely back in the game as soon as possible and fully healthy to compete. You don't have to wait until Monday. Ortho ASAP clinics have hours every day of the week, locations in Pewaukee and Brookfield. Overnight, you can even get started with a virtual appointment. You go to orthowisconsin.com. You click on Need to Be Seen Now. The experts I trust in keeping me in the game. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
You know the voice.
Fly ball, right field, out of here!
You know the iconic calls.
Fly ball, deep right! Back to back!
And you know he's our Brewers 360 guest on Wisconsin's Morning News. Every Wednesday at 8:45. It's Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Checking in with Debbie Lazaga, who's back from her not-so-brief hiatus. Good to have you back,
That was a bit of a break. Okay.
Triple word score on hiatus, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
Well done.
We've got some debris in the roadway, 4394 northbound, right about at Holt Avenue. Just as you're coming out of the Plainfield curve, you will see the middle lane, actually, with tire debris. I don't know if it's a full tire or not, but they may have to close it just temporarily to get it out of there if they haven't already. So just keep that in mind. Everything else is rolling along well. I'm not really seeing any other delays or other incidents that are going to affect your ride. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast brought to you by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Let's see what we have for you. A really nice stretch of weather here coming up. Partly cloudy, breezy today. Just a chance today of spotty sprinkle with a high of 74. Mostly clear skies. Windows open tonight. Low down to 65. And then a really good stretch through the weekend. Mostly sunny Thursday, high 76. Friday's high 80 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Just a chance of some overnight showers. Mostly sunny on Saturday and on Sunday. Saturday's high 78. Sunday, a high of just 70 degrees. Right now, 66 in Milwaukee.
You've likely seen the video at this point, and you may be wondering why it was shown. I'm talking about a video that was first revealed on TV. This was last week on Wednesday, and it relates to an incident that's been getting a lot of discussion and has been talked a lot about since it happened last month. More on the video in a moment, but to set you up here, in case you forgot, I'm talking about an incident on Water Street in downtown Milwaukee. And Vince, we've been talking a lot about Water Street, I think, in the news cycle lately, whether it's violence, whether it's guns and policies and curfews and food trucks and whatever. Water Street's been a topic of a lot of conversation, but specifically this incident that's taken a lot of attention has happened on July 20th near Water and State. Two young women, Chloe Handrick and Samantha Zaginer, out walking around night on the town behind one of those wood barricades that the city will set up overnight on the weekends so that cars aren't driving down. It's basically a pseudo-pedestrian zone. These two women then were walking behind this barricade when a silver Jeep runs through, striking both of them, sending both women flying. Now, miraculously, both of them did survive. They're now out of the hospital, but with a long road of recovery still ahead. The driver of that Jeep receiving 3 citations, they were able to leave the scene and were not criminally charged. And since then, it's been classified as an accident by both the city of Milwaukee, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, and the police chief, Jeffrey Norman. Well, what's gotten a lot of people talking over the last week is the video that shows the moment of impact for these two women and why that decision was made to air the video. Because Vince, you worked in TV for many, many years, and one of those editorial decisions that I know has to often be made with these kinds of videos is how much are we going to show? And typically you'll see, if it's a particularly rough thing to watch, the blurring or possibly pausing the video right before the moment of impact.
You want to, what you're weighing is, you want the full impact so people know how serious the nature of whatever it is. So you can see that, feel it, experience it. you want to balance that with do people need to see this, and is it too much for you to absorb on broadcast TV?
So TMJ4's Jenna Ray has been on this story since the crash in the first place, and she joined me for this week's edition of Reporter's Notebook, and I asked her, why was that decision made?
We had a conversation there of, one, do you want me to see it? And two, do you want everyone else to see it? And before I could even ask that second question, both families said, people need to see this. I took it back to my management and said, I need you to watch this video. It's very hard to watch. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much true crime or whatever you're indulging in. That's a hard video to watch because usually we do pause and usually we don't show the whole thing. And unfortunately, in a lot of situations like that, it's because people have died and we don't show people's deaths on TV. These women survived and they wanted it shown. I know that they have not seen the video still to this day, Sam and Chloe. I don't think that they would ever want to. It's a hard watch.
TMJ4's Jenna Ray explaining to me the process behind showing that video, and she made the point at the beginning that she had consulted with Chloe and Sam's parents beforehand because that's where the video came from. It was brought to her attention by them, and they were the ones that said, no, we want people to see, and we are okay with it. But you did hear also Jenna mention that you got to be sure to balance because unfortunately, they do have passed away. Then that raises a whole nother issue of legal questions from the TV side.
Well, it's an important conversation, but and I think the most important part that you just shared was this is with the blessing of the family and, in fact, the encouragement of the family because they, among others, have been not too happy with the fact that there weren't criminal charges filed in this, which is the whole other end of the story.
So to that end, that has been a lot of the undercurrent of conversation was how is this woman not charged and was this an accident as the city has claimed? So recall back to last week, Jenna, who you heard there, was on a panel from the Milwaukee Press Club, which does these newsmaker luncheons every now and then with key members of the community. They've got one with the MPS superintendent coming up. They've done ones with other big leaders in the community. And so Jeffrey Norman, the police chief, was the guest speaker for this panel, and Jenna brought this up a lot.
If there's a person that police pull over and they do not have insurance and they have suspended and revoked registration, how are they able to drive away and are given their keys back to operate that vehicle that same day?
I don't know, but I will look into it and see what the particular facts of what you're just saying. I mean, this is what's being reported to me, so we'll look into it with the team.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth between the chief and Jenna over this particular topic. I was witnessing it all happen from the audience perspective. Pretty testy moments at times during that luncheon.
Well, that's not the answer that the chief wants to have to deliver either, and you can't expect the chief of police to know each and every tiny detail about everything that goes on in the city. That said, this was a high-profile incident, and those answers need to be forthcoming. And all of that said, sometimes accidents just do happen.
That
and
is
they're
true.
not the result of criminal behavior.
It could very much be an accident,
right?
Which is why the woman who hit these two young women, her name has not been revealed. Right. And Jenna told me they know who it is, but in this industry, you do not drop anyone's name unless they've been criminally charged. That's kind of the standard that's been set. Now, there's some exceptions if you're a high-ranking political figure or whatnot, but in this case, that is not the situation. So this story's not going away, and there will be more on it.
News Bunch of Money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up just about 10 points in trading on Tuesday to 44,922. The NASDAQ closed down 315. That was at 21,315. And the S&P 500 left things on Tuesday at 6411. That was down about 38 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted our house, the outside of the house, fantastic. They did the parts in the sun, the parts in the shade, the parts on the north side, the parts on the south side. They paid attention to detail the whole way. They went the extra mile all day long. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or your business. They do both. They pay a lot of attention. They took a lot of time with our house, and it looks absolutely perfect. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They're the real deal. They're the best in the business. It's CertaPro Painters.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Hurricane Erin stretches across hundreds of miles, but the eye will not hit the U.S. mainland. It's still a dangerous storm, though. Beaches from North Carolina up through Maine are being monitored, and many of them are closed because of high surf and dangerous rip currents. ABC's Victor Okendo is along North Carolina's Outer Banks.
Air Force hurricane hunters tracking Erin, throwing ocean buoys out of a C-130 to gather data. The massive system expanding, now more than 600 miles across. Those outer bands will lash the coast with tropical storm force winds up to 4 feet of storm surge and waves up to 20 feet.
The CEO of Target is stepping down. Brian Cornell helped re-energize the company when he was hired in 2014. But in recent years, Target has been struggling amid a shakeup of retailers following the pandemic. Texas is poised to vote today on those Republican-drawn districts that will likely hand the GOP more seats in Congress next year. This is ABC News.
Well, we got some slowdowns now on 41 southbound heading into where that disabled vehicle is. But actually, the disabled vehicle is not really causing a problem. It is at Watertown Plank Road off on the left shoulder. We're seeing backups from just before North Avenue down past that point. Also a little bit on southbound 41 right south of Capitol Drive. The rest of the system looking pretty good. Just remember, we do have that debris right out of the Plainfield curve on northbound 4394 right about at Holt Avenue. Some tire debris there. Looks like cars are getting past it without much of a problem, so it maybe has been taken care of already. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today on our way to a high of 74 degrees with a spotty sprinkle possible, otherwise partly cloudy, but on the breezy side as well. And windows open tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 65. Right now it's 64 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, one person dead. Milwaukee police reporting a shooting on the north side. So they responded about 11 o'clock Tuesday night, 2nd and Right. 37-year-old died from a gunshot wound at the scene. And police say they are still looking for a suspect or suspects.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency preparing to head to Wisconsin to tour portions of the state damaged by historic flooding. That could begin as soon as this Thursday. County Executive David Crowley indicating current damage estimates have eclipsed $34 million in Milwaukee County alone. This comes after Wisconsin's entire congressional delegation wrote a letter Tuesday requesting federal assistance following this month's historic flooding.
Hundreds of people still cleaning out their basements that have been flooded. Accurate basement repair owner Christopher Mancuso telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
People are calling. They don't know which way to turn. They're reaching out to companies like mine or some of the other companies, and we just can't help some of them because of timing. So everyone needs help today, especially when it comes to getting the wet stuff out so they can start the drying process. They don't know where to turn.
Milwaukee has extended free curbside pickup and drop-off center services to assist folks who are still cleaning out their flood-damaged properties.
Milwaukee's new leader of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety focusing on building relationships as he prepares to begin his tenure. Adam Purcell starting an initiative called Leap of Faith, where officers and inmates jump out of a plane together.
I promise you, when you're 10,000 feet up in the air, you don't care that there's a cop next to you. And that cop does not care that somebody who's been in prison is next to you. And the goal was, if you can see each other as a human, just that once, 10,000 feet in the air, when you are on the ground, 10,000 feet below, you can treat that person as a human.
Purcell says his own life experience, including his conviction for homicide, resulting in nearly 25 years behind bars, will help him in his new role with the city. You can hear the full interview on WTMJ Conversations this Sunday, August 24th.
8 volunteer fire departments from Wisconsin getting a $10,000 grant to purchase equipment and gear. The money is coming from State Farm's Good Neighbor Firefighter Safety Program. Wisconsin departments receiving the grant money include Mayville and the village of Waterford in our area. State Farm awarded more than $1 million to 150 volunteer fire departments nationwide.
From games until burgers to hours until burgers. Just a few hours away from George Webb's free burger giveaway across southeast Wisconsin that starts at 2. Meanwhile, that giveaway inspired a Shorewood restaurant to do something similar on Tuesday.
Cloud Red on Oakland Avenue gave away free burgers from 2 to 4 on Tuesday. Around 40 years ago, the restaurant's location was a George Webb restaurant. Head line cook Marty Joyce tells WTMJ they are not in competition with George Webb's Wednesday giveaway.
I like to think that we're trying to give them a little break, if possible. You know, from one kitchen staff to another, like if we can give them a little break. They gave 100,000 vouchers, so they're going to have a busy couple of days, I think. And, I hope they get their rest tonight. So maybe, hey, if they want to come down and get a burger, that'd be awesome. We'll make one special for them. We'll do a double patty.
The free burgers all due to the Brewers' 12-game win streak. Elizabeth Linton and WTMJ News.
Coming up, is this hog a hoax?
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:35.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Modernizing business technology is critical for a positive impact on efficiency and reducing operating costs. That's exactly what Tri-City National Bank found out when they called on James Imaging Systems. Listen to Bank CIO Robert Prang.
We also went through a large retooling of our print environment, changing from where we had almost 200 printers.
All the way down to just 97 printers. That's managed print services from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
Robert, would you recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems?
Yes, in a heartbeat, I would recommend James.
Learn more at jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, Wisconsin, ready to jump into adventure? Grab your passport. Fox World Travel is throwing a free vacation showcase just for you. Discover why we're the state's top-rated agency, turning travel wishes into pinch-me realities. Chat with the experts, including Globus and more, and dive into everything: Epic Alaska, European escapades, serene cruises, and way more. Plus, snag deals you won't find anywhere else. It's all happening Saturday, September 20th at the EAA Museum in Oshkosh. Don't wait. Space is limited. Go to foxworldtravel.com to register now.
It's summer now, but you know what's coming down the pike? Yup, cold weather and high heating bills. Gene Miller here, and now is a great time to order new windows from my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. With national brands like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and Softlight, Hometown can offer replacement windows that fit every home, style, and budget. Whether you're looking for wood, Fibrex, fiberglass, or vinyl, Hometown has a product for you. August is Marvin month. Call or stop in to win a Yeti cooler. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
So who starts at quarterback Saturday for the Green Bay Packers? Matt LaFleur tips his hand in sports at 6:45.
You ever gotten a gift and thought to yourself, that was pretty random. I don't know why I'm getting this or what set this up. Well, a man in Alaska is feeling that way. The Bird Creek native, his name's Mark Warren, was gifted a motorcycle by Russian President Vladimir Putin, and he has no idea why. So this follows, of course, the big meeting that happened last week with President Putin and President Trump in Anchorage, Alaska, where this man, Mark, was riding his Ural motorcycle, which is a Russian brand, out in downtown Anchorage, where state journalists were also walking around from Russia. They stopped the man, and they asked him, where'd you get your bike? What is that? Oh, it's very interesting. You have a bike from Russia, but you are American. How interesting. Didn't think much of it. They leave. Then he gets a call later saying they want to give him a bike.
It's so absolutely astronomically
random that it was hard for me to understand why this happens. Matter of fact, I still don't know why.
Mark, they're speaking with Alaska's news source on the story, which Russian state officials this gift. They've called it an act of giving. Well, how nice. But still have an answer, like why? Why give this man a bike, which A, he already owns, and B, doesn't seem like he needed?
Does he work for the State Department or something? Just double check.
I don't think so.
Have that
A
thing
little bit of
checked
quid
for
pro
bugs.
quo thing or something?
Yeah, right.
There was also a letter from the Russian State Department. They're like, hey, we are giving you a bike, and no explanation in that either. Now, I did find this note interesting. So the reporter Georgina Fernandez for Alaska News Source asking the important questions and Mark giving a great answer.
Did you ever have any second guesses of maybe I should not accept this gift?
No.
And that is the end
and
of that.
answered.
Yep, the final line on the report from Fernandez was also great. Warren said he did not have any second thoughts about accepting the gift, but did say he had hesitation about rejecting it. Can you imagine rejecting an offering from the president of Russia?
Yeah, no thanks, I'm good.
And he was never seen again.
20 minutes before 7 o'clock.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Checking in with Debbie Lazaga on the Morning Drive.
All right, southbound on 41. Got a little bit of a backup right past Silver Spring down to Hampton. Northbound's backing up just a bit from Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue. Up past North Avenue. Once you get past that, you're good to go northbound. 43 has been clean as a whistle. We've got east and westbound 94 also looking really good right now between the Marquette and the county line. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy and breezy, a spotty sprinkle during the afternoon and evening. Lake conditions pretty choppy today and into tomorrow. We'll keep the high temperatures in the mid-70s, mainly clear tonight with a low of around 65. Sunny for Thursday, high of 76. Even more sunshine Friday with a high near 80 degrees. Chance for some overnight showers into Saturday. The sun shines back, highs in the upper 70s, and then getting much cooler for Sunday, clear with highs in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
66 in Milwaukee.
Come with me now.
The long-promised and occasionally in a magical run talked about, but rarely delivered, free burger giveaway is indeed on today.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the crew.
Lane Grindle on that historic
That one's going
call.
on the CV, the
Hanging
old,
on the wall.
reel.
only twice otherwise uttered. Indeed, 12 in a row, a win streak that did grow to 14 before it was snapped over the weekend. Longest ever in Brewers history.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
George Webb Restaurants picked today as the big giveaway day for delivery on that promise. That reads, George Webb predicts Milwaukee will win 12 straight games. So the vouchers are gone. If you didn't stop by and grab one, the 100,000 vouchers, good for a burger in the near future. You got to get yours today.
This is a tasty free George Webb burger.
23 George Webb locations, no voucher needed for today, but the window is 2 to 6 p.m. So no burger breakfast unless you want to pay for it.
And maybe you're a second or third shifter, then it's your breakfast.
Sure, that's right. Fans encouraged to get something else to go with that burger to help Webb make it worthwhile. We've got this important story covered for you. We will check in live with WTMJ's Nazir Spencer. We sent him out to the George Webb in Brookfield, the other side of Gerke's Corners on Blue Mound Road.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for free George Webb burgers.
I was not aware of that.
So Nazir will check in with us just after 7 o'clock this morning on this historic day in Milwaukee.
The Brewers with their second longest winning streak in the regular season in franchise history. A team for the ages, the 2025 Milwaukee Brewers.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, everybody, it's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. Hey, I reclaimed my outdoor space with a beautiful retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. It's the best of both worlds. Honestly, I can enjoy the summer sun and extend the awning when I need some shade. It's completely customizable, and they're even available with remote control operation and sensors that retract it when it detects strong winds. You don't want that thing flying away. And extend it when it detects rain. Comfort Awnings are also a deterrent against UV radiation, keeping you nice and safe. Right now, they got a great deal going on, $200 off all awnings and screens. Call Comfort Awnings for your free estimate at 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Brewers doing something they haven't done since late July last night. Lose 2 in a row following their 4-1 loss to the Cubs. Second of the day to the Northsiders Tuesday.
Woodruff's 0-1. Bush hits it down the right field line into the corner. Collins has it up the sidewall. Casey is going to be sent around third. Collins has it. It's in Terang's hands. The throw home is going to be late. Be an RBI triple for Michael Bush. It hit off the sidewall, and because of that, Collins had to reverse course. It's a 2-out RBI hit by Michael Bush.
If Levering with the call. Yeah, I thought that particular RBI of the ones they had did the Cubs kind of encapsulated that game. Bouncing off a random corner of the wall instead of sticking in the ivy like happens a lot. Just the ball's bouncing all the right way for the Cubs, manager Pat Murphy.
The ball's going to bounce the way the ball's going to bounce. You know, yesterday we had some balls bounce our way. Today they had some balls bounce their way.
Now, let's keep in mind, despite these 2 losses...
That's great. You got to put that in the saver file. Ball's going to bounce the way it's going to bounce.
You know it. Despite those 2 losses, though, Vince, let's keep in mind we're fresh off the heels of I can't remember, was it 14-game win streak?
It's important to keep perspective for the Brewers. Fresh off of winning 14 games in a row, they lose back-to-back games for the first time since late July. Brandon Woodruff put it perfectly.
Coming off 14 wins in a row, you feel like you can't lose another one. Then when you lose 2 in a row, it feels like the world's falling apart, but it's really not. So we're doing just fine.
Woodruff didn't get out of the 5th inning in the Brewers' nightcap of the doubleheader, but is still looking forward.
I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a dang good spot. We're playing really good baseball, and look, you're not going to win every game.
Live from Wrigley Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo, WTMJ.
Cubs and Brewers back at it tonight at Wrigley. Our coverage starts at 6 with Brewers warm-up here on WTMJ.
Packers' final preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks Saturday afternoon in Green Bay. And despite the fact that the 2 teams will practice together tomorrow, and despite the fact that the game doesn't actually count, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur is still being coy about his starting lineup.
So you're going to put Willis out there with the ones on game day?
We'll see.
Ooh.
More than likely, yes.
But more than likely,
yeah,
probably
right.
I'll do
Okay.
that. Number 2 quarterback Malik Willis getting the start. Other starters expected to play some. Meanwhile, the injury bug biting as camp drags on. Some injuries more serious than others. LaFleur talked about defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness out with a back injury.
We got a bunch of guys dealing with backs right now. Must have been those soft beds that we stayed in for a few days.
Not sure where they did stay in Indianapolis last weekend, but apparently substandard bedding was provided to our team. Packers and Seahawks. Joint practice Thursday, game is Saturday in Green Bay.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Vince Vitrano for Annex Wealth Management. Navigating today's financial landscape feels like a trek through uncharted terrain, especially with ongoing economic shifts. You got market volatility still a constant as global trade tensions dominate headlines. Your retirement, tax, and estate plans, they get risky and can be sidetracked without a clear strategy. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in as your financial planner. As a fee-only fiduciary, Annex puts your best interest first. What that means is no hidden fees, no commissions, transparent, personalized advice. So whether you're mapping out your future with Annex Comprehensive Wealth, seeking tailored solutions through Annex Private Client, or exploring fresh strategies with Annex Ignite, they meet you where you are. For those building toward retirement or wondering whether a portfolio can thrive in today's unpredictable market, Annex has the goal of clarity. So you get started now. Visit annexwealth.com. Click Get Started to connect with local fee-only fiduciaries. Let Annex help guide you through the financial wilderness with a strategy designed for today's economy. That's Annex Wealth Management.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking the traffic with Debbie Lazica back in the house.
Okay, now things are starting to wake up a little bit. Westbound 94, we're seeing delays from about 35th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, and a little bit more just past Highway 100 out to the county line. Southbound 41 backing up from just before Good Hope Road, or actually, yeah, just before Good Hope Road all the way down past to Hampton. We've got northbound slowing down from Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue. Pretty typical stuff there. The rest of the system is still looking pretty good around the area. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Going to be a nice one today. We need the dry out period that we're going to be getting here. Partly cloudy, breezy, high of 74. Going to open those windows clear tonight, low of 65. 76, then sunny on Thursday, and a beautiful weekend in store. Friday through Sunday, mostly sunny. There is a slight chance for some rain maybe overnight Friday, but otherwise mid to upper 70s to around 80 for highs and sunny each day this weekend. Right now 66 and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 652.
This is one of those songs that you can sort of clap along with.
Chosen to lead Milwaukee's violence prevention efforts as head of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety is a convicted murderer and not one of the 3 finalists who initially interviewed for the job.
I learned that to stop the bleeding, you have to apply heavy pressure on the wound. And I don't know if the community is ready for the pressure that I'm going to apply. And I told the mayor, I said, if the pressure I apply is too uncomfortable, no hard feelings, you can fire me.
That is Adam Purcell, did 2 decades in prison for killing a rival gang member when he was 15 years old. Tapped by the mayor of Milwaukee to lead this office, bringing in Dr. Ken Harris, former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant, host of Truth in the Afternoon on 101.7 The Truth. Morning, Dr. Ken.
So what am I supposed to say?
Well, I'm curious. There's really 2 fronts to this story. One is, whether or not he should have gone with one of the chosen finalists, and 2, whether or not this is a wise decision given this man's background.
Well, you got a couple of different things. Based on his background, he was 15 years old. Clearly, he's older. He's matured. He's got a business and all that. That's one thing. So Americans have to get over this not allowing people to be reformed and make up for things they did wrong. So that's one. The flip side is the history of the city is that we choose police chiefs, fire chiefs, heads of that just pop out of nowhere at the last minute, and then they end up getting hired. I'm pretty sure that's how Chief Flynn got here. So at some point, we just have to recognize that it's more city shenanigans going on, and that we have decided to hire someone without Common Council approval, they didn't even really tell anybody that the guy was a finalist. All of a sudden, the finalists were bumped and they chose him. I think it's indicative of, I really can't say what it is. Was it political pressure? Was it a favor owed somebody? I don't know. And I'm not going to disparage the mayor because I don't know what the process was. What's uncomfortable is we know nothing about this guy. Absolutely, positively nothing. And so how do you get through? Like, why would I trust this process when I have no idea how he made it through to become reformed?
I think that's my issue too, is like because it's a mayoral appointment. So if Mayor Johnson thinks this is his guy, like, all right, then go out and we can judge after the fact once we see what happens. But if you're going to trot 3 people out there as finalists and then do the public engagement, but just pick someone who didn't have to go through that process, then why bother with the engagement at all?
It's like you trotted them out like ponies and then took them out back and shot them. You know, hey, we're not going to bother these people anymore. They're just gone. And now they're just gone. Like, we have no idea. How were they notified? Did you get a surprise like everybody else did? You know, were you on X and all of a sudden, boop, we got a new director? I'm a little leery about the whole title when you talk about safety, but you hired a guy who committed homicide. I don't know.
Is that type of person, though, Dr. Ken, like, I kind of came full circle on this. I was initially, appalled. Like, really? This is what we're hiring a guy who committed murder to tell people not to do that. But maybe, just maybe, and this office, whether it was the Office of Violence Prevention, now Community Wellness and Safety, what have you, like, what has it done? What measurable results has it yielded? And maybe, just maybe, is this exactly the kind of guy who can break through and actually deter people from lives of crime?
Quite possibly. However, we live in a polarized society now. I'm not going to go to Vince Vitrano's neighborhood and tell Vince how to water his grass and clean his house. Vince isn't going to come into my neighborhood, right? We live in a polarizing society. I don't know how much impact this guy's going to have on the city of Milwaukee. The reason I say that is because he is the first, second, the fourth leader of this particular office.
Yeah, at least the third, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So what exactly are we doing? Like, we don't need an office of community health, safety, whatever. We just don't need it because all the other ones didn't help. All of the city offices we have right now don't help, and all of the county and the state departments don't help.
Dr. Ken Harris, he hosts Truth in the Afternoon on 101.7 The Truth. Thanks so much, Ken. Good to talk to you.
I'll try to be positive next week.
You don't have to be.
No, it's fine.
You can be whatever you want to be.
Dose of reality, baby.
6:57 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new Sendix food market is getting closer to coming to Whitefish Bay after the proposal advanced through the community's village board. The project still needs approval from Whitefish Bay's Architecture and Plan Commissions, as well as the Community Development Authority. Attendance at this year's Wisconsin State Fair has plummeted 21% from last year. The fair saw less than 893,000 guests after severe weather canceled the event's final day. The fair previously had a streak of over 1 million attendees for 3 years running. Construction has started on the 60-unit Hidden Lofts apartments in West Allis. The 5.5-acre vacant lot used to be a car dealership. For MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com, I'm Kayla Wynn on 620 WTMJ.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Since 1946, Ansay and Associates has provided insurance to help secure businesses and families throughout Wisconsin. With custom coverage and superior customer service, Ansay and Associates can provide all of your insurance needs. Visit ansay.com today and get a free consultation with one of our strategists. Or come see us in person at any of our local offices. Ansay and Associates, securing and protecting your American dream.
Hey, John Mercure here. I am so done with those tangled holiday lights. That's why I'm super impressed with the permanent lighting solutions from Landworks, Wisconsin. Their team installs a discreet professional system that can make your home shine for any holiday, game day, or season with the touch of a button. And their commitment to year-round beauty is what Landworks is all about. It's in their custom-designed patios, stunning garden renovations, and attention to detail. It's Landworks, Wisconsin. They'll take care of you. They'll make you shine. Check it out at landworkswisconsin.com.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
This division race might already be over.
Breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center, bye-bye baseball!
The Brewers take on the Cubs in Chicago. This series is sponsored by IKEA Oak Creek. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, August 20th, our top story, 150 homes destroyed and the numbers rising.
I'm Adam Roberts. Aaron continues to climb up the East Coast.
I'm Debbie Loziga, southbound on 41, hitting the brakes more before Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. You're backing up on the northbound side, too, from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. We've got westbound 94 tightening up from 35th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side a little heavy from 84th Street to about Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your Storm Team forecast includes chances for a spotty sprinkle today, but not really any widespread rain. Otherwise, partly cloudy, high 74. And mostly clear skies tonight with a low down to 65. Milwaukee at 65. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the historic flooding more than a week ago now. Storm damage totals keep rising in Milwaukee.
City officials say over 1,600 homes experienced significant damage and 150 were destroyed. The health department has helped over 100 businesses with flooding resources and power needs. 7 of those businesses have been ordered to cease operations due to electrical issues. Meanwhile, several Milwaukee public library locations are still being restored. The Villard Square branch will reopen Wednesday morning. The Bayview branch will be closed a few more days to complete system upgrades. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, residents' basements across Wisconsin still dealing with damage. Restoration companies overwhelmed trying to help. Accurate basement repair owner Christopher Mancuso on WTMJ's Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
If you are evacuating the water and you notice some cracking that you didn't have before, you definitely want to get that looked out. You might have some structural intrusion from the water pressure that was outside. The sooner you have that at least looked at, and what I mean by soon, in the next few months, because trying to get somebody out in the next few days or few weeks is going to be pretty tough.
Free curbside pickup and drop-off center services in Milwaukee have been extended.
Aaron now weakening to a Category 2 hurricane, but officials warn the storm, though it is not expected to make landfall in the U.S., still poses a threat to coastal communities. Forecasters reported the outer edges of the storm will clip the North Carolina Outer Banks and create dangerous beach conditions from Florida up to New England. ABC's Victor Oquendo.
Red flag warnings are up here in Nags Head all the way down the beach. The wind and the surf really starting to pick up now, and this will only intensify. Right now, some of these swells between 5 to 7 feet, but later today and into tomorrow could be up to 20 feet. So between that high surf and high tides, the major concerns, coastal erosion and coastal flooding. The time to evacuate quickly running out.
So certainly not nothing, but again, Hurricane Erik cannot expect to make landfall over the U.S.
Back at home, 2 people dead after deadly shootings overnight in Milwaukee. The first near 2nd and Right Tuesday night, a 37-year-old dying on the scene. Around midnight, then a 19-year-old taken to the hospital where they would die from their injuries. Police still searching for suspects in both incidents.
National Guard presence increasing in Washington, D.C. 6 GOP-led states are sending or plan to send an additional 1,100 troops. Now, folks who live in D.C. offering mixed reaction.
We need help. We want peace, beauty. You know what I'm saying? Stop the killings. Help us, please.
This show of force is almost, it seems like it's more of a spectacle for those that are visiting.
More than 450 people have been arrested since the Trump administration's federal takeover of police in the nation's capital began last week.
There's more signs Israel is planning to push ahead with plans to take over Gaza City.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Israel's defense minister has just authorized the call-up of around 60,000 reservists, with preparations for the conquest of Gaza City already underway. This despite Hamas accepting a compromise proposal that would see a 60-day ceasefire and the release of Israeli hostages in 2 stages. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has yet to publicly comment on that proposal. So far, he's insisted all the hostages, dead and alive, be released at the same time.
The new plan's drawing international condemnation as mediators are scrambling to secure a ceasefire.
Possible measles exposure in Wisconsin.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says as of Tuesday, there are currently 9 confirmed measles cases in the state. DHS officials say it has identified 2 public locations where people may have been exposed on August 4th. One is the Flying J Travel Center in Roberts, Wisconsin between 7:15 to 10 a.m. and the other is the Pilot Travel Center in Beloit, Wisconsin between the hours of 11:45 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Anyone experiencing symptoms such as runny noses, red watery eyes, heavy fever, or a red rash with raised bumps should avoid public spaces and get in contact with their medical provider. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Coming up, new information on daytime drowsiness and why food may be a factor.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
Order by August 31st and get 0% interest for up to 5 years at PellaWI.com. The roll screen, the ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born and has introduced the world to innovative, game-changing designs ever since. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Our incredible craftsmen have always been driven by the principles of traditional American values and the desire to enrich the homes and lives of others. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, we make it easy for you to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home. Pella always designs with innovation and rigorously tests each product for quality and performance. Our team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. And if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service. For when you need it, they've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
So this hasn't happened to the Brewers in nearly a month. Sports at 7:15.
A future possible passenger rail service is being explored in southeast Wisconsin. Group of common councils in Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha now considering entering an intergovernmental agreement to plan rail service that would connect the region down to Chicago, forming a proposed Milwaukee Area Racine, Kenosha, or MARC Passenger Rail Commission would be the first step in long-term planning and getting future federal support for the project.
The American Academy of Pediatrics encouraging children to be vaccinated both for COVID-19 and the flu. Now, the CDC is no longer recommending that children be vaccinated. It says only adults 65 and older should get COVID-19 and other vaccines. Milwaukee Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Tortorayas telling WTMJ.
I think it's entirely possible that proven science and scientists are going to say these are safe and effective, and then professional associations like the American Academy of Pediatrics are going to say these are safe and effective vaccines and you should get them. I think it is entirely possible that we come to a point in the near future where we say we don't trust what the CDC is saying.
This is the first time in 30 years the AAP has diverged from government recommendations.
One roughly in 3 Americans suffer from potentially dangerous excessive daytime drowsiness. I feel so seen. Well, if you're one of roughly those 1 out of 3, you might want to cut some foods out of your daily diet.
Scientists writing in the medical journal Lancet eBiomedicine say they've found a link between excessive daytime sleepiness, or EDS, and a substance called tyramine. It's typically found in aged cheeses, smoked meats, and alcoholic drinks, as well as overripe or fermented foods. Men seem to be most susceptible, and since EDS can raise your risk of cardiovascular disease, obesity, and diabetes, a dietary tweak may be in order. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Dang it, I got to cut out my aged cheese charcuterie board before bed now. Ugh.
Giant sub and a couple of beers for lunch probably isn't helping you.
No, probably not.
And what do they consider daytime? 7:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. When it rains, it pours. But sometimes it hails. Or worse.
That tornado warning again is for Fond du Lac and Dodge County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now.
Keep us within reach for Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts.
Even if a tornado does not touch down, we know that there are powerful straight line winds.
On 620 WTMJ and WTMJ.com.
7-Eleven, and we get an update on the morning drive. Debbie Lazica is back from some time off. Good to have you back, Deb.
Thank you, sir. Good to be back. It is looking pretty good. I'm not seeing anything major. We do have delays, like you might expect, from just south of Appleton Avenue down to Hampton. Northbound's backing up from north of Watertown, Plank Road, pretty much all the way up past Burleigh. 43 looks nice and clean. North and southbound, all the way into Ozaukee County, looking good at this point. I mean, you're looking at Highway 60. That whole area is looking just fine. Westbound 94 is eased up. We're looking at a smooth ride from Marquette all the way to the county line. Eastbound, a little bit tight from about 76th Street to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy and breezy. A spotty sprinkle or two possible this afternoon and early evening. We'll keep the high temperatures in the mid-70s. Mainly clear tonight with a low of around 65. The sunshine back tomorrow with a high of around 76. A bit warmer on Friday. Highs near 80 degrees. Sunny at first. Chance of overnight showers into Saturday. The sunshine is back to kick off the weekend. Highs again in the upper 70s, but then much cooler by Sunday. Clear with highs in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
66 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Now, here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Adam Roberts.
For only the third time since the original promise was made, it is Free Burger Day in Milwaukee.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The George Webb Burger Giveaway is on this afternoon.
Ray, people will come for burgers, Ray. They'll come to Milwaukee, places they can't even fathom.
I think I missed that part of Field of Dreams.
WTMJ's special burger correspondent, at least for today, from our newsroom, Nazir Spencer, live at the George Webb on Blue Mound Road in Brookfield this morning. Now, so, Nazir, they're not supposed to start serving these up, the free burgers anyway, till 2 this afternoon. Is there a line?
No, there's no line here yet, guys. There's just the locals here this morning, just getting in before. I just talked to some actually before I got on here. They're telling me that they just wanted to get some breakfast before the storm starts later on. So they're just in here having a good breakfast this morning.
See, that's just good planning. Like, if you're typically like a brunch person before work or whatever, and Webb's is your go-to place, today is not the day. Maybe you change your plans. So, Nazir, I'm seeing pictures online, and I was teasing this well before we got to burgers that, hey, for all those who are going out and expecting you're going to get double patty, double cheese, ketchup, lettuce, tomato, onions, the works on this, that is not going to be the case. Have you seen what burger we're going to be dealing with here? Have you gotten a look at the goods yet?
I have not gotten a look at it yet, but when I walked in this morning, my first question to one of the workers was, "Are you guys ready?" And they said, as ready as we can be. So, I'm going to try to walk in a second and see if I can get in a look at any of the burgers, see how big they are, if what other things that everyone can come get on their burgers. But as of right now, I don't know exactly what they're planning, how many they've made so far. So we're going to check that out soon.
That's Nazir Spencer. He's live at the George Webb Restaurant, in Brookfield, Blue Mound Road. So it's just past Gerke's Corners if you want to hit that or any of the other 30-some locations. Sorry, 23 locations of Webb's across Wisconsin. Thanks, my friend. We'll check in with you later.
Yep, see you later.
Aren't you sick and tired of restaurant inflation? It's so expensive to dine out, but not at the super affordable Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Wednesday and Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is $7.99. Say what? That's right, $7.99. Or you can build your own big burger or chicken sandwich platter today for under $10. Kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free Sunday through Thursday from the kids menu. They can safely play in that huge game room quietly tucked away from the dining area. They have fun upstairs and you enjoy the rest of your meal downstairs. Go out for lunch or dinner today for under $10. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and right near the EAA in Oshkosh. Just walk in today for your Wednesday all-you-can-eat beer-battered haddock fish fry for $7.99. Serving from 11 a.m., so get there early. Every Thursday, buy one pizza, get one free. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The game of baseball can be a cruel mistress sometimes, and you may find yourself sometimes going, this team is getting all the breaks and my team is not. That was the case for the Brewers against the Cubs on Tuesday.
Sal, a fly ball into right. It's going to carry out to Castro, coming in a couple steps, makes the catch, tagging his Terang. Here's the throw home, and they got him. What a throw from Willie Castro. It is a double play, and the inning is over.
Blaine Grindle on the call in front of a raucous crowd at Wrigley. That was in Game 2, a 4-1 loss for the Brewers. They fall also in Game 1 on Tuesday, 6-4. That's just their first 2-game losing streak since late July. That was against the Marlins.
The doubleheader may have gone to 2 wins for the Cubs, but manager Pat Murphy explained in the second game there wasn't a lot that he really could complain about.
We didn't really leave the zone. I mean, we hit 12 balls close to 100 miles an hour, but didn't have that much to show for it. I thought we did some good things. I thought Vaughn hit the ball hard 3 times. Collins hit the ball hard twice, got nothing. Terang hit the ball hard twice. And you got to credit them. They played inspired and put themselves in this position. So,
live from Wrigley Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo, WTMJ.
So Milwaukee now has to win the final 2 of this 5-game series against the Cubs, important for tiebreaker purposes. Next game tonight at Wrigley. Our coverage will begin at 6 with Brewers warm-up on WTMJ.
Packers will have a joint practice with the Seattle Seahawks. That is open to the fans, the final one of training camp that's open for fans. Head coach Matt LaFleur offering his first evaluations of Jordan Love now that he's back on the practice field post-surgery.
I thought it was good just to get him back out there, back in the mix, into the rhythm of playing quarterback. We did some different things with him that we haven't done in the past. I mean, we pretty much were primarily doing everything under center. So Yeah, I thought it was good work.
Love coming off surgery on his non-throwing hand. He is expected to start the regular season opener.
We're talking about practice.
LaFleur suggesting Malik Willis would get the start on Saturday's preseason game against the Seahawks, with a decision still to be made on the number 3 quarterback position. Could see more Sean Clifford and Taylor Elgersma as well. Game time is 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Looking for your next unforgettable journey? Travel with Milwaukee's Top Choice, because Fox World Travel was just awarded Best Travel Agency in the Community Choice Awards. Experience award-winning service as you explore the cherry blossoms of Japan, the rugged coastlines of Ireland, or the sun-drenched vineyards of Portugal with Gene Miller. New this year, join us in Scotland for the unforgettable Royal Military Tattoo. With trusted partners like Globus, Insight Vacations, and African Travel, your journey is always in expert hands. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Join us today.
Leading a nonprofit that takes a mix of skills, experience, passion. It's got to be the right mix. Not easy to find those people. If you've ever been on a board of directors or involved in nonprofits, you know that's true. But Spano Pratt can help. They specialize in executive recruiting within the nonprofit world, from candidate discovery to assessment and selection, and then help make that person successful, all the way to onboarding and executive coaching. The team at Spano Pratt, these are the experts in identifying talent that align with your purpose and mission. Go to SpanoPratt.com to start your search.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
The 2025 Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes presented by Nuns. See 12 new homes by MBA builders in 2 Menominee Falls neighborhoods, Quietwood and Bella Vista Estates. See the latest new home designs, grand finishes, and cutting-edge features in convenient subdivision locations that offer exciting opportunities to build your dream home. Don't miss the Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes, August 9th through September 1st. For tickets and hours, visit mbaparadeofhomes.com today.
Debbie Lazica is back from some time off and watching the traffic this morning.
It's been pretty good. Nice quiet ride so far. Southbound on 41, still a little bit tight from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Northbound, a little bit on the slower side as you're making your way up from Watertown Plank Road up to about North Avenue. Eastbound 94, just a little pocket of heavy traffic between Calhoun and Moreland, and then another one from 84th Street to about 70th Street. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast sponsored by Dave Drakamp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Really nice stretch of weather here, and boy do we need it. Partly cloudy, breezy. There is a possibility you might see a spotty sprinkle or two today. Not a high chance of it. A high of 74, clear, low of 65 tonight. How about this for Thursday through your Sunday? Mostly sunny every day. Only chance for rain coming overnight on Friday. And it's a slight chance at that. Highs in the mid to upper 70s, close to 80 on Friday during that 4-day stretch. Fantastic weather in store. Right now 66 and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 721.
Adam Robertson for Erik today. Vince Vitrano here, taking you up until 10 o'clock this morning on Wisconsin's Morning News. Want to talk a little bit more about the rail proposal that you might have caught in the top of the hour news. We'll do that in a moment. First, the field of candidates for Wisconsin governor, already getting a bit crowded. But today's announcement, and there is one ahead, is for the undercard.
Happening today.
Sarah Godlewski is going to officially join the race for lieutenant governor in an announcement set for later this morning. Did this feel a little early to you for lieutenant governor?
Just a touch. I'm going to be completely honest. I read the release and thought we had a new candidate entering the governor's race along with Sarah Rodriguez.
I completely did. The only thing unexpected about this is that she's not running for the top job. We haven't heard much from her lately, perhaps because she currently occupies a position in state government that routinely some elected officials seek to eliminate, as it has few constitutional duties nor contemporary purpose. It was formerly held by
2 years.
Our guy Doug Doug LaFollette, who had the job for like 1,000 years before abruptly resigning just months after he was reelected in 2022. That created this landing spot for Sarah Godlewski, who had stepped aside in the race for U.S. Senate that year.
I am a tell it how it is person,
And I take a very common sense approach. And I know that right now what we have to do is we have to get behind Mandela Barnes to defeat Ron Johnson.
And that was just days after she had vowed to stay in the race. The others were bowing out. She said, no, I'm in the race. And then all of a sudden, she wasn't. Mandela Barnes gets the nod for the Democrats. He eventually lost that tight Senate race to Senator Ron Johnson. The former lieutenant governor, Barnes, his name continues to pop up as a potential candidate for governor this time around. Already announced for the Democrats, the current lieutenant governor, Sarah Rodriguez, whom you mentioned, not formally, but indicating he is running. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, widely expected to hear from Attorney General Josh Call at some point. He's been suggested as having his eyes on that office as well.
It is interesting to watch how the timeline plays out with all this, because everyone's always like, oh, you want to be first, you want to get that first drop of the hat in, but then it's kind of the trickle that follows. I was kind of expecting more names. I know David Crowley, the county executive in Milwaukee, has said he will get in. Obviously, I think with the flooding situation, priorities tend to shift a little bit.
And it's not like we're up against it here.
Right.
It's summer of 25, so there is time. For the Republicans, New Berlin businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman are in. Congressman Tom Tiffany of northern Wisconsin, rumored to be considering a run. He's talked about that, but has not announced anything officially, said that decision would be forthcoming. Godlewski planning to announce her run for lieutenant governor. I think she'll be the first staking claim to that position in an announcement in Madison, 10 o'clock this morning. I want to mention the other story I talked about here, this long desired by some rail line that would connect Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha, as well as possibly the smaller communities in between. Announcement from the mayors of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha that they want to create what they call an intergovernmental agreement, an IGA, and form MARC Passenger Rail Commission, Milwaukee Area Racine Kenosha, if you hadn't figured out the MARC acronym there. They'll be asking common councils in these respective cities to approve the AGA, the agreement to form this commission. I'll read to you from the news release, and we'll break this down a bit. Participation in this initial phase involves no local funding obligation. In fact, they talked multiple times in the release that we're not putting any money behind this. We're just talking. The proposed agreement has no immediate fiscal impact on the cities of Racine, Milwaukee, or Kenosha. Commission would be eligible to apply for entry into the Federal Railroad Administration's Corridor Identification and Development Program. So one's the FRA, one's the CID, if you get the AGA, to form the MARC. I mean, there's a lot
more acronyms. I'm noticing a theme on the show this morning.
Yeah, in the simplest of terms, they're basically saying we just want to look at this, we want to study it, and see if there's a there. What is the there? I remember my grandfather talking about the old North Shore line, or was it the South? Sorry, the South Shore line.
Right. Yep,
right?
South of Milwaukee. Yeah.
So I think you could pick it up even in downtown Milwaukee back in the day. It's certainly like Bayview, Cudahy, St. Francis, South Milwaukee, and it would connect also all the way down to Racine, Kenosha, and then ultimately, still in Kenosha to this day, you can pick up the metro that takes you into Chicago, right?
And this is, if this sounds familiar, if this idea of a connector line between these three major Southeast Wisconsin metros, or cities rather, sounds like, haven't we done this before or tried to? It's because we have. There was a previous effort that started, I think, in the late 90s and then ran up until about the time former Governor Scott Walker came into office, this idea of the KRM, the Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, that Tammy Baldwin was really behind. And then as soon as Governor Walker came in, kind of put the kibosh on a lot of that.
So where it is right now is a very first step that hasn't even yet been taken. Common councils of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha will be asked to approve forming the commission. That's the step before the train ever even leaves the station on this idea that does, as you suggest, seem to resurface from time to time.
I will say, if you're looking for good political theater, once this does ultimately come before the Milwaukee Common Council, if you are a fan of contentious back and forth and close 50-50 decisions on matters, that will likely be one of them.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up just about 10 points to 44,922. Both the NASDAQ and S&P 500 fell on Tuesday. NASDAQ down about 315 points to 21,315. The S&P 500 closed at 6411. That was down 38 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've talked about buying insurance on price alone, the risk that comes with that. Let's talk more specifics for folks listening. Some of the examples that you shared before we were on the air here were very interesting.
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here again. I've handled or overseen tens of thousands of insurance claims in the many years I've been in this business. Here are some of the most frequent mistakes I've seen. Claims involving water damage. There are some of the most complex claims to investigate and handle, but many buyers are not aware you can purchase coverage for flood or backup of sewers and drains. Electing not to buy certain coverages or even enough coverage is a frequent mistake, often done to try and save money. Cyber insurance. Many businesses still do not purchase this coverage. Business income and extra expense. My experience has shown many insurance buyers and their agents underestimate how much coverage their client will need. Vince, I've said it before, low prices are great, but I can tell you that nothing stings like finding out you are uninsured or not adequately insured until after a loss.
So from all that, Jeff, what's the primary takeaway for folks listening right now?
It's important to work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or a family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing, too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Hurricane Erin has weakened to a Category 2, but it's still a dangerous storm and a threat to communities along the eastern seaboard. ABC's Shantae Lands is on New York's Far Rockaway Beach.
Coastal flooding is a concern here at Far Rockaway Beach, along with riptides and rough surf. That is the issue throughout New York City. This as Hurricane Erin makes its way up the East Coast. All New York City beaches will be closed to swimmers today and tomorrow. The sand will remain open, but there will be no lifeguards on duty.
The Republican-controlled state legislature in Texas is poised to vote today on the newly redrawn congressional maps that will likely give the GOP more seats in Congress next year. Also in Texas today, families of some of the victims of the Camp Mercy flooding over the 4th of July in Hill Country will be testifying before Texas lawmakers. NATO defense chiefs holding a virtual meeting today as countries in the alliance work on a possible security guarantee that could help Ukraine fend off Russian aggression. This is ABC News.
Well, we got some issues out there now. Eastbound on 94, backing up from the Zoo interchange all the way to about 70th Street. Got a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder there. Eastbound continues a little bit tight right through the stadium. Westbound starts to slow down around 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and then Highway 100 into Waukesha County. We've got some delays along eastbound 94 also coming in from just east of Springdale Road all the way through the Barker Road area to about Brookfield Road. Southbound 41, heavy from before Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol, northbound Watertown Plank Road up past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. A spotty sprinkle is possible under partly cloudy skies and a high of 74 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 65. Right now, it's 68. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Federal Emergency Management Agency could begin touring portions of southeast Wisconsin damaged by our historic flooding. Could be on the ground as early as tomorrow. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley indicating current damage estimates eclipsing $34 million. Wisconsin's entire congressional delegation recently wrote a letter requesting federal assistance following this month's historic floods. President Trump has the sole authority to ultimately make a disaster declaration that would open the door for federal aid to the state.
This comes as city officials in Milwaukee see over 1,600 homes experiencing significant damage. Of those, 150 destroyed. Milwaukee Health Department assisting over 100 businesses with flooding resources and power needs as well, while 7 of those businesses were ordered to cease operations due to electrical issues. Those issues also impacting Milwaukee Public Library locations, which are still being restored. The Villard Square branch set to reopen today. The Bayview branch still closed to complete system upgrades.
8 volunteer fire departments across Wisconsin getting a $10,000 grant to purchase equipment and gear. The money is coming from State Farm's Good Neighbor Firefighter Safety Program. So Wisconsin departments in our area receiving grant money include Mayville and Village of Waterford. State Farm awarding $1 million to 150 volunteer fire departments nationwide.
Strengthening relationships between law enforcement and Milwaukee's youth, a primary goal for the new leader of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Adam Purcell.
So if you can have one police officer spending time with one youth, like that's how you correct that narrative of the police are the enemy, or the youth are the enemy from law enforcement, because there's biases there too.
Purcell was appointed to the position by Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson earlier this week. Purcell, a unique background, was convicted of homicide, spending nearly 25 years behind bars. You can hear the full interview with Purcell on WTMJ Conversations. That's coming up this Sunday.
Why will Milwaukee's iconic Hone Bridge be lit in those colors?
The Daniel Hone Memorial Bridge has been illuminated nightly for almost 5 years, helping raise the profile of hundreds of nonprofit organizations. Light the Hone Executive Director Erica Smith tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
The exposure that we can offer to a lot of these nonprofits that are small and sharing their story and their color through lights, anytime those lights change, they're for a reason. They're for a meaning.
You might have noticed Tuesday night, the bridge was lit up gold to support Milwaukee's Department of Public Works for their ongoing flood recovery efforts. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Tuesday was the appetizer in Shorewood ahead of today's free burger giveaway.
Cloud Red in Shorewood gave away free burgers from 2 to 4 on Tuesday. Linda Setter is a Fox Point resident. While waiting in line, she told WTMJ,
I'm really surprised they're not giving away like a hot dog or a Polish or a chorizo, right? I mean, that's more fitting for the brewers. But apparently, I think George Webb is the one that started this. Cloud Red is just following suit. I just thought, I would come and check it out. I have a very flexible position, so I work from home.
The restaurant's location used to be at George Webb around 40 years ago. George Webb's giveaway starts Wednesday at 2 p.m. at all locations. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
And we'll be checking in with WTMJ's Nazir Spencer. He's out and about at Webb's across southeast Wisconsin, spending some time in Brookfield this morning. We'll check in with him again at 8:20. Coming up, hope you got clearance from the kiddo for this one.
This report brought to you by J&J Contractors. Visit jjcontractorsllc.com.
Imagine waking up to the updated kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. J&J Contractors is your preferred partner in all your home renovation needs. They can transform your kitchen with beautiful new floors, custom cabinetry, and more. Dreaming of a spa-like oasis with custom tile work and fixtures? J&J Contractors will design a bathroom that leaves you feeling relaxed and rejuvenated. For your free consultation, just search online, J&J Contractors, or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Your first date? Going well. The carnival? Cash only. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you, with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So when you decide to win that giant stuffed purple raccoon at $5 a throw, we're looking out for you. No matter how many throws it takes. You've got this. With 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
So who's going to start a quarterback Saturday for the Green Bay Packers? Head coach Matt LaFleur tipping his hand in sports at 7:45.
You may recall a story a while ago on WTMJ about a zoo in Denmark that received a lot of feedback on Facebook and not a lot of the good kind for looking for small animal donations from members of the community to feed their captive predators. This got a lot of attention. Well, a Danish woman's contribution to the cause is also getting attention. She donated her daughter's pony so it could be fed to the lions.
While the Aalborg Zoo received global backlash for a Facebook post looking for small animal donations to feed its captive predators, a teen girl decided to donate her German riding pony. It had health issues and had to be euthanized. Her mom told the Times UK that her daughter wanted to donate it to follow the natural food chain and benefit other animals. And apparently many Danish pet owners agree. So far this year, the zoo says they've received 22 horses, 137 rabbits, 53 chickens, and 18 guinea pigs, which have been turned into dinner for other animals. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
I seem to recall the start of that saying they were looking for small animal donations. Last time I checked, most horses and ponies are not small
Well, they
animals.
would cut it up, I would imagine. So.
I preferred as soon as I heard the headline of the story, my narrative was this little girl misbehaved. And Mom said, "Oh
And
yeah,
they're gonna
do
no,
that again.
no.
I'm going to feed your pony
We're going to take
the
him out to the
lions."
farm and
And that little girl tested Mom, and Mom said, "All right, pony's going to the
You
lions."
kind of have to follow through on that.
You forced my hand on this, young lady.
Good gravy.
7:39. This report brought to you by, Steinhoffels. Sorry to our friends at Steinhoffels for this report.
We do this a lot, I find.
This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
If better sleep has been hard to come by, you're not alone, and the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhoffels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhoffels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't do just anywhere. Right now, Steinhoffels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. Head to steinhoffels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhoffels. Better sleep starts now.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, please do so this week. Friday, the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with an old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy a chicken chipotle Alfredo pasta dinner with your choice of soup or salad and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $46.99. And that's for 2 dinners. Unwind with a cocktail in one of the 8 unique dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds is just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine. The summer drive is just beautiful. This Saturday only, enjoy 2 chicken Alfredo pasta dinners for under $47. Dinner starts at 3 p.m. Arrive early. Desserts are buy one, get one free. The strawberry sham tort is amazing. All other dinners are buy one, get one free every night. Call and reserve today. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Debbie's got an update on your morning drive here at 9:41.
Okie dokie.
7:41 just cost you 2 hours.
Yikes. Okay. Eastbound 94 got some backups, little patchy stuff from between Highway 16 and about Barker Road. And then you're back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. On the westbound side, got delays coming out of the Marquette out towards Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes from the zoo into Waukesha County to about Elm Grove Road. Southbound 43, now starting to see some delays from before Good Hope Road down to almost Silver Spring. Beyond that, it's not too bad. It's pretty good all the way down to the Marquette. Northbound 4394 slowing down around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue, and 41 southbound heavy from Good Hope Road down past Capitol. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: partly cloudy and breezy, a spotty sprinkle possible in the afternoon and evening. Temperatures topping out in the mid-70s. Mainly clear tonight with a low of around 65. The sunshine back for Thursday. Highs in the mid-70s, and then even warmer on Friday. Sunny with a high near 80. A chance for some overnight showers, and then turning cooler. Saturday, high of 78 with the sunshine, and we'll hold on to the clear conditions into Sunday. Highs falling back into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee's temp 68. The new downtown Milwaukee Dog Park opens this afternoon. It's the front end of a larger development, actually, on the Milwaukee River.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
3 o'clock this afternoon will be the grand opening of the space that will be managed by a nonprofit organization. You know, you guys tease me because I'm not a dog guy.
You guys. Who are you guys?
All of the people.
Low-hanging fruit, my friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I am a big downtown Milwaukee guy, as you guys know, and I recognize the significance of this space. Paul Schwartz is executive director of the Milwaukee Public Market.
Came out of a huge call with the uptick in growth of downtown residents and the amount of people who own dogs, especially over the pandemic. It became a huge need and a void that was not filled. So we took it upon ourselves to work with partners at the state of Wisconsin, who actually owns the land, Milwaukee County, City of Milwaukee, and then a host of individuals and private funders, private companies that really believed in this and the efforts, and it just grew from there.
Schwartz talking with Wisconsin's Midday News, Jessica and Greg, and his point that if you want to drive downtown residency, people who want to live downtown, you got to address the things that they need, and they've been asking for places for their dogs to run around.
Now we just got to get a big grocery store. And I know that's been rumored and over at the Couture.
Oft rumored.
Which I know they're now going with some sort of 50s-style restaurant there. But, you know, I agree. Like, if you want to get people down, like, give them what they would be getting in other communities, but that they're able to walk to or bike to or whatever they're going to do.
The location is right across the river from the Milwaukee Public Market. If you know it, it's underneath the 794 freeway part that connects the Hone Bridge to the Marquette Interchange, which may or may not be coming down.
Yeah, I don't want to be Mr. Rain on the Parade guy on big grand opening day. I just hope that was at least in the back of their mind thought of, like, hey, just if and when it ever happens, let's have a plan.
And then in addition to that, they're talking about a major partner on the dog park project, a Wisconsin-based pet food maker that also has a business affiliation with Foxtown Brewing in Mequon. They're going to be moving forward on this big development just to the south of the dog park. So a lot happening in that little stretch of underutilized connectivity between downtown and the 3rd Ward. So today, 3 p.m. is the ribbon cutting and their line, not mine, Yappy Hour to follow from 4 to 7 p.m.
when you just read
What? That wasn't thought up by you?
Milwaukee Downtown Dog Park opens today. 7:45. Sports up next.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Our caring team at Milwaukee Weight Loss is ready to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334. or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
2 in a row for your Milwaukee Brewers, but not in the win column. Their first 2-game losing streak since late July after Tuesday's 4-1 loss to the Cubs.
Woodruff's 0-1. Bush hits it down the right field line into the corner. Collins has it up the sidewall. Casey is going to be sent around third. Collins has it. It's in Terang's hands. The throw home is going to be late. Be an RBI triple for Michael Bush.
Jeff Levering with the call. Yeah, bounced right off one of those side portions of the Wrigley outfield and mixed in with all that ivy. Just was one of those days, says manager Pat Murphy, where the ball was going to bounce where it was going to bounce.
The ball's going to bounce the way the ball's going to bounce. You know, yesterday we had some balls bounce our way. Today they had some balls bounce their way.
Couple more still in this series for the Crew. They got one tonight, one tomorrow afternoon. By the way, Vince, you see Chicago Sports TV fixated in game 1 of this doubleheader on one particular fan was seen with a full keyboard and mouse set in the afternooner.
Is this guy doing work, or my other thought is he's going over fantasy football draft?
But I mean, he could be working, you know. This is the makeup game, right?
Marquee Sports Network there. I mean,
I don't know what you want to do.
Team's call happens when the team's call happens. And if you said, oh, yeah, I'll be in today, boss. Yeah, I'll be on that call. Got to join the call.
See a lot of folks at the game on their phone or whatever. This dude had full-on laptop and mouse in the bleachers. Like,
I mean, I've seen
busy.
people reading full-on novels during baseball games. I mean, afternoon games can be a little
They
bit
call
snoozy.
it America's pastime for a reason, although it is moving a little more quickly these days.
Game 4 coverage tonight starts from Wrigley at 6 here on WTMJ.
As for the Green Bay Packers, their final preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks is coming up Saturday afternoon. Now, despite the fact that the two teams are set to practice together tomorrow, and despite the fact that the game doesn't even count, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, for some reason, still being coy about his starting lineup.
So you're going to put Willis out there with the ones on game day?
We'll see. More than likely, yes.
But yeah, probably I'm going to do that.
Love whoever that was in the press room. All right.
All righty. More than likely, yes. Number 2 quarterback Malik Willis seems like we'll get the start. Other starters are expected to play some. We'll talk with Green Bay former Packer and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher about all of that next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Each piece is specifically constructed for your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance, and built to create long-term energy savings. There is no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, you get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Yes, that's up to 5 years of no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like a 16-inch Performance Tool Power Tool Storage Rack, just $24.99. $2 off Meguiar's Hot Shine Spray Tire Coating, $5.99. And 10% off Better Built Transfer Tanks. Rewards members save 15%. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now for an electrifying IndyCar weekend at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250, August 23rd and 24th at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie Lazica here at 10 minutes before 8 o'clock.
All right, southbound on 41. We got some backups from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing down just past Watertown Plank Road, all the way up to Capitol as well, actually up towards Silver Spring. Eastbound 94, a little tight coming from Highway 16 to 94 eastbound, and then back on the brakes through the Barker Road area. More delays then from 84th Street all the way through the stadium. The westbound side's got some backups from 17th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, and then from 92nd Street through the Zoo all the way to about Sunny Slope Road. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Going to be a partly cloudy one today. Possible sprinkles. It'd be very spotty in nature if they happen at all. A high of 74. Clear tonight down to 65. Sunny for your Thursday and 76. More sun Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A great weekend on tap. Highs in the mid to upper 70s. May touch 80 on Friday. 67 and clouds in Milwaukee right now at 7:51.
Idea Man.
I don't want to use a pun from her own music, but it's an awesome love story that you're seeing unfold.
Innovative.
It's benefited everybody. The NFL is more popular than ever, and I do believe Taylor Swift and her jumping in on the NFL has been a huge positive for the league.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
I think we all know that if there's one thing that male sports fans want to see in their spaces and on their screens, it's more of me.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, got a message from my wife this morning. My son, who is moving into Marquette today, apparently is counting on me to take him to stand in line for free burgers. I have to do that, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think, don't you get to the point now your kids are, out of the door anytime they want to hang out with you?
I suppose,
Isn't it kind of
hold on to these
Isn't that
moments
kind of the
Yeah.
isn't that kind of the way life goes? I'm still, my son is going to be going into high school, and you can start seeing it already throughout the summer that it's not the same as it was 2, 3, 4 years ago where they're always wanting to hang. Now it's more, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do this, and, the driver's license is down the pipe here, and once that happens. So, yeah, if he wants to go hang and get a burger, now it'd be nice if he would say, you know what, Dad, you're helping me with school, you're, do all the great stuff you've done. Maybe I'll get in line and you could meet me there. Maybe that would be something that he could do.
Yeah,
but,
I'll pay for the fries. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little something for the effort.
I would think there should be a give and a take here, but I don't think, and again, I'm not at that point in my parenting life, I don't think that's the way this thing shakes out.
Let me talk to you about something we just played here in sports coming into you, Tausch. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur not really giving up in the room of rabid reporters, Wilde and his ilk in there. Didn't want to say for sure that backup quarterback Malik Willis will in fact be the starter. Could have been one of the other guys, whatever. We talk about this before. Some of the messaging that comes from that room is about giving the media what they need, but some of it also is for internal reasons. Could that just be like he wants everybody set and ready to play and get in that mindset for Saturday?
No doubt about it. I think there is a game you play, and the media plays it, the coaching staff plays it, but make no mistake about it. I think whenever coaches are talking, yes, it's fascinating, and for us in the media that do shows, we dissect and we'll look at what he says and then what he actually means, because there are some times that coaches have to say certain things, and you can kind of read between the lines that, well, that's what they're saying, but that's not really what they mean. But the biggest and the most important messaging is always to the players in that locker room, because you can have team meetings and you can have that, but there's still other ways that you get your messaging out there. So I also get a kick out of the coaching staff, and especially in the preseason when you're trying to be all coy and everything else, because as we said yesterday, preseason is not the intrigue of it isn't quite what it was. But as far as the players go, I think you're fighting that battle of wanting to make sure that there is an edge, and especially during practice, that it's not a week off. It's not the last day of school. You don't want to give that feeling and that vibe, because practice will dip. Doesn't matter if the 2s and 3s are all gung-ho. If your 1s know that they're not playing and they're going to be doing, taxi squad for the day, the whole energy and the edge of a practice will shift. So that's always that battle line that I think coaches are trying to find.
I think it also helps, like LaFleur, he's media literate, Tausch. We talked about that with the Kelseys and the Taylor Swift podcast, but he knows, like, you're all looking for something, and I'm going to play all coy and give you a taste of humor, because some of those pressers, especially in the preseason, can be a bit dry.
There is no doubt about that, and I do think Matt has gotten a lot better at that. I mean, if you remember his first year, it sometimes almost was maybe a little bit uncomfortable, and he has just really grown into being a head coach, and that is part of the process. You understand the game, and you understand how the media operates and what they're looking for. You throw them a little chum, let the sharks go, get a little bit, and then you get back in your boat and you head back out. So there's the game that is within the game, and then again, the messaging that you're trying to get. But the bottom line is you're not really worried about any of that as a coach. Your big concern is, what do I have to do in order to try and get my football team prepared to go out and play the best ball, and to figure out, really at this time, you got your last joint scrimmage, you got your last practice, your last open practice, and then your last preseason game. You're just trying to figure out, man, who are the last guys that are going to make this roster? Who has had the camp that we can't let go? And then you're also trying to figure out, and this is the tricky part, how do we not let other teams get some of these guys that we really like? Because there's only 53 spots, and that's the jockeying of, well, if I put this guy out there and he plays great and their film shows it, the Vikings and all these other teams. So there's all of that little coyness that you're trying to battle within the game, too.
whether we want to watch it that closely or not, right? Important point. So, and just to revisit our earlier point, so I am standing in line for burgers today.
I would think you should, yeah. I mean, how long? What do you think the wait?
I don't know. Like, we'll probably go to the downtown one. What I've realized, Tausch, is I don't even necessarily want the burger. I just want to have the right to have that burger.
It's the right to have the burger, but it's also in a world that we're all trying to find community. Everybody's on board with this. Everybody is a George Webb fan today because of what the offer that they put out, and just getting in line, and especially, Vinny, for you, your kid's actually doing you a favor. You love putting out social content. You get that phone out, and you can actually write this all off because this is work. You can be a man, getting all the fans' reactions, get it back, and you can play some of it on your show tomorrow.
All right, Tausch just fixed it all for us. Thanks, my friend.
Bam. You bet. See ya.
Hey, Dad? Want to have a burger?
I'd like that.
Thank you. Business headlines are sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com, the natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new Sendix food market is getting closer to coming to Whitefish Bay after the proposal advanced through the community's village board. The project still needs approval from Whitefish Bay's Architecture and Plan Commissions, as well as the Community Development Authority. Attendance at this year's Wisconsin State Fair has plummeted 21% from last year. The fair saw less than 893,000 guests after severe weather canceled the event's final day. The fair previously had a streak of over 1 million attendees for 3 years running. Construction has started on the 60-unit Hidden Lofts apartments in West Allis. The 5.5-acre vacant lot used to be a car dealership. For MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com, I'm Kayla Wynn on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at LakeLawnResort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Accurate Basement Repair. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
This division race might already be over.
Breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center. Bye-bye baseball.
The Brewers take on the Cubs in Chicago. This series is sponsored by IKEA Oak Creek. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Wednesday, August 20th, our top story. Dismissed from his son's civil case for now.
I'm Adam Roberts. Another night at the Capitol.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Northbound 94 starting to slow down now from about Edgerton all the way into the Mitchell interchange and around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Also seeing delays coming out of the Mitchell interchange on westbound 894 all the way past Loomis. Westbound 94, you're seeing delays from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again from the zoo all the way to about Calhoun. Eastbound's got some backups from 84th Street through the stadium as well. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High of 74 degrees today under partly cloudy skies. Spotty sprinkle is possible. And tonight, low down to 65 under mostly clear skies. Right now, Milwaukee's at 68. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, no longer involved in his son's civil case, that is for now. A Milwaukee County judge did dismiss Stephen Anderson without prejudice in the wrongful death lawsuit tied to his son, convicted murderer Maxwell Anderson.
I do find that there were, things that were not done here that should have been done, but on balance, I don't find that warrants a dismissal with prejudice.
So the family of 19-year-old Sade Robinson is suing Anderson in her death. The current dismissal leaves open the possibility of refiling that case against father Stephen Anderson in the future. Maxwell Anderson serving life in prison without the possibility of parole in the death and dismemberment of Robinson.
FEMA set to visit Wisconsin later this week after historic flooding over a week ago, with storm damage totals still on the rise across the city of Milwaukee.
City officials say over 1,600 homes experienced significant damage and 150 were destroyed. The health department has helped over 100 businesses with flooding resources and power needs. 7 of those businesses have been ordered to cease operations due to electrical issues. Meanwhile, several Milwaukee Public Library locations are still being restored. The Villard Square branch will reopen Wednesday morning. The Bayview branch will be closed a few more days to complete system upgrades. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Possible measles exposure in Wisconsin.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says as of Tuesday, there are currently 9 confirmed measles cases in the state. DHS officials say it has identified 2 public locations where people may have been exposed on August 4th. One is the Flying J Travel Center in Roberts, Wisconsin between 7:15 to 10 a.m. and the other is the Pilot Travel Center in Beloit, Wisconsin between the hours of 11:45 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Anyone experiencing symptoms such as runny noses, red watery eyes, heavy fever, or a red rash with raised bumps should avoid public spaces and get in contact with their medical provider. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
In Texas, ahead of a vote expected later today on redistricting, 3 Democratic House members staging a protest at the state capitol over police escorts assigned to follow Democrats who fled the state, trying to prevent that redistricting. Republicans insisting on the escorts to ensure the Democrats don't leave again. Representatives Nicole Collier, Cassandra Garcia Hernandez, and Mihalea Plaza refusing to sign what they called permission slips to let the troopers follow them. Instead, camped out on the House floor.
This should be a wake-up call for everybody, because this is how easy you can give up your rights. This is how easy the legal system can get turned on you. Because if they can do it to us, they can do it to anybody.
Again, that vote on maps expected to come later today in Texas.
President Trump says security guarantees for Ukraine does not mean American troops would be deployed on the ground. The current focus on working toward peace in Ukraine, getting the leaders of Russia and Ukraine to meet face-to-face. Nancy Cordes reporting from the White House for CBS News.
In a statement, Russia's foreign ministry said that it, quote, categorically rejects the possibility of any NATO countries placing military assets inside Ukraine. But international leaders in the coalition are pushing ahead anyway. They met virtually on Tuesday, according to the UK's Prime Minister's office, and they discussed plans for a joint force if needed. A White House official told me they want to nail down the plan within the next 10 days.
President Trump suggesting peace between Russia and Ukraine could include some land swaps of Ukrainian territory with Russia. President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine has rejected any such proposals.
Coming up, shredding with a chance to win a title.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:06. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to former NBA veteran Gary Trent Sr. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Take your family to the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford or Oshkosh today for the Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry and just $7.99. Kids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Just walk in for your $7.99 fish fry. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft restaurant.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:07.
Under 6 hours now until George Webb begins its free burger giveaway. A Shorewood restaurant offered an appetizer Tuesday.
Cloud Red on Oakland Avenue gave away free burgers from 2 to 4 on Tuesday. Around 40 years ago, the restaurant's location was a George Webb restaurant. Head line cook Marty Joyce tells WTMJ they are not in competition with George Webb's Wednesday giveaway.
I like to think that we're trying to give them a little break if possible. You know, from one kitchen staff to another, like if we can give them a little break. They gave 100,000 vouchers, so they're going to have a busy couple of days, I think. And, I hope they get their rest tonight. So maybe, hey, if they want to come down and get a burger, that'd be awesome. We'll make one special for them. We'll do a double patty.
The free burgers all due to the Brewers' 12-game win streak. Elizabeth Linton and WTMJ News.
In Finland, today kicks off the Air Guitar World Championships.
The best air shredders from around the globe compete for the title. Contestants wear wild costumes while rocking out with their imaginary guitars. They get judged on their technical merit, stage presence, and airness. Last year's winner
from Canada,
jammed out to Nickelback's Photograph to win the grand prize, a custom-made Flying Fin guitar. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Yeah, but does it impress the chicks at college?
So he wins an actual guitar?
You could just learn how to play that.
Right. 8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's one of the hottest topics when it comes to finance and your money. The One Big Beautiful Bill. If you haven't read it, we don't blame you. It's 900 pages with 400 just for tax provisions. Not exactly light reading. You know who has read it? Annex Wealth Management. That's where Instant Insight webinars come in. They're designed to provide clarity for today's hot topics. Get up to speed fast. Check out the full Instant Insight schedule at annexwealth.com/events. Unbiased advice from a fee-only fiduciary. Find out more at annexwealth.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top-notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
11 minutes after 8 o'clock. Debbie, how's the drive?
Well, we got delays connecting from Highway 16 to 94 eastbound. We got some delays through there. There's a broken down vehicle there, kind of adding to the headaches. And then again from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound from 35th Street, going to be a bit heavy from, 35th Street to Hawley Road. And then again from the zoo all the way past Elm Grove Road. More delays from Moreland Road all the way to about Brookfield Road. Southbound on 43 is backing up from Good Hope Road all the way to Silver Spring. Southbound 41 also from about Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com. See how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. On the front end of a really nice stretch of weather, albeit considerably cooler, high of just 74 degrees today. Last chance of rain for the most part. Spotty sprinkle is possible today. and then a low down to 65 tonight. Mostly sunny Thursday, high 76. Maybe some overnight showers Friday into Saturday morning. Weekend looks good. Mostly sunny Saturday, high 78. Cooling off for Sunday with a high of just 70 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Milwaukee at 68.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Now, here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Adam Roberts.
8:13 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Indeed, Adam in for Erik today. Vince Vitrano here with you. Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. Debbie's back from an extended hiatus. Watching the traffic for us this morning. We got Tiff in the newsroom helping out as well. Federal help could be on the way for southeast Wisconsin as FEMA is expected to arrive in Milwaukee this week to begin assessing flood damage.
It doesn't even seem like it was last weekend that this happened. It feels like it was months ago already, and it's like exhausting.
Yeah, that guy kind of summing up what so many of us are feeling following the seemingly endless weekend deluge that dropped nearly a foot of rain in some parts of the area. You got the flooded basements and homes. You got ravaged businesses, public spaces all torn up. So that guy in Bayview, Andy Dupree, sharing kind of a familiar story with TMJ4's Mary Jo Ola.
I think FEMA coming in would be great for everybody because with insurance not being able to step up for people and covering, it's kind of some people's only recourse in getting any kind of monetary relief to help out with the damages.
So this is important. Milwaukee County alone reporting so far more than 12,000 damage reports into 211. And that's information that they've been anxious to share with federal officials. The end goal here is getting President Trump to declare a major disaster, which then opens up relief for homeowners, for businesses, for municipalities to cover uninsured losses. That will be measured in the tens of millions. What was the latest figure we saw? Like 34
million, that from County Executive Crowley.
And so that's Milwaukee County alone. Mm-hmm. So damage in Waukesha, damage Racine, damage Walworth County, other spots. So FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, will send this team to complete a preliminary damage assessment. I know we're dealing with a lot of acronyms there. FEMA and then PDA is preliminary damage assessment. That essentially will advise the president on whether to, pardon the pun, open the floodgates here on the federal funding that can go for flood relief. So local officials are still urging folks, if you are cleaning up even on your own and you've got things handled, still to go ahead and fill out these forms that we mentioned, this 211 reporting the damage. That will help in this effort to get the federal funding to flow into Wisconsin. Easiest way I can tell you to do that, if you haven't already, is just Google 211 Wisconsin. It will take you to this website that offers a number of services. You got to bump around a little bit, but you'll find these forms that you're supposed to fill out to report your damage. Our guy Dupree there in Bayview, he's going through all the steps.
We filled out the 211 form. We talked to our older person. She was great, super helpful. And we filled up the sewer backup form on the MMSD site as well.
And so that's what we got to do. You have to think some of what these officials will be doing is touring the damage, seeing things with their own eyes. They're not in town simply for anecdotes, though. They need data. So every one of these reports is going to help bolster the numbers and that narrative that we ultimately share.
And then you're ultimately also going to be seeing a lot of these people from FEMA, whether it's these assessors or people who are just listening to your local leaders, describing, okay, what are you seeing? Where specifically is it bad? So be prepared on the TV, on the news, to see people out and about in the hard hats doing these assessments. You know what this reminded me of, Vince? I kind of forgot about it earlier this week. You know what happened 20 years ago this week? The Stoughton tornado, 2005, one of the worst we've ever seen in the state. An EF3 killed someone and damaged over 200 homes. That reminded me of the response to that particular situation. And FEMA also came to the Stoughton area because they've been hit multiple times in the last 20 years by tornadoes.
Yeah, that's a spot, right, in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've seen this play out before where it's been a minute since FEMA has had to respond to something of this scale. And it may be apples to oranges comparing them because that was just one community. Mm-hmm. Stoughton was really the one community impacted by that. This is a whole region, as we've mentioned, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Walworth counties, etc.
You have to think that this is coming, and there are certain hurdles that need to be reached or gone over, and our local officials need to do a good job of presenting that data and taking these FEMA officials to these hard-hit spots so they report accurately back and do their damage assessment, and they go through all the necessary hoops. I'll give you a little bit more information on exactly how that process will play out in a moment, but the point I'm making here is, Wisconsin pays into this system. We pay our taxes to, and FEMA we hear about for hurricanes. We hear about for wildfires. We hear about for other devastating floods in the southeast that we've had already this year. We hear about it for earthquakes. So we don't see them a lot here in Wisconsin, but once in a while we need them, and it's our turn.
It's also going to be incumbent then on President Trump, who is going to have to get this data in, and the administration with FEMA under that umbrella will ultimately be the ones that decide, okay, will we declare a disaster? And then does that dole out the money?
And listen, not for nothing, but all things are political, right? At least to a degree. Swing state, Wisconsin. President Trump's been here a lot of times. You know that he would like to, from a political side, do what he can to appear reactive to our needs here in Wisconsin. So here's how the process plays out. This from the county executive's office in Milwaukee, David Crawley. After completing the PDA, remember that's the preliminary damage assessment, the FEMA regional administrator will make a recommendation on the issuance of a presidential disaster declaration, which would authorize federal disaster assistance. Once FEMA teams are deployed to Milwaukee, they'll visit communities to verify damage, focusing on key geographic areas with properties classified as destroyed or, quote, major damage. And Office of Emergency Management staff here on the ground in Milwaukee is going to kind of usher them through those spots.
Also seeing a release from the county executive's office that he'll be giving another update at noon today. I'd be curious to see, after the announcement that, hey, FEMA is on the way, if maybe today we'll get more of a detail of what that rollout's going to look like. Where will we be sending people to do assessments?
So that just coming in. What did you tell? What time is that?
It's noon today.
Noon today. Okay, another update from Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley, and of course acknowledging that this is not limited to Milwaukee County, and it sounds like with the entire Wisconsin congressional delegation signed on to a letter encouraging this declaration that they're focused on all of southeast Wisconsin, everybody who is hard hit. So those FEMA officials expected on the ground this week, perhaps as early as tomorrow. And as the weather turns, we continue to dry out. Coming up on 8:20 here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Debbie is watching the morning drive.
I am, and it's starting to get a little bit spicier as far as congestion's concerned. Eastbound on 94, we're slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound slowing down from Highway 100 to the county line. You are back on the brakes just before Moreland Road all the way out to about Brookfield Road. Heading past that point, we do have a broken down vehicle off on the left shoulder that might be adding to the headaches. Southbound on 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound is slowing down from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Capitol Drive as well. And a little bit of a slowdown heading northbound on 4394 right around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. More delays from Lincoln up towards the high-rise bridge. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
Nothing like seeing it for yourself. Vince Vitrano here for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. My friend Katie there, she sent me some photos from the Parade of Homes that's going on right now. And she was so proud of this. She personally designed every closet space in one of these gorgeous Menominee Falls homes that is on display. So the Parade of Homes on right now, and you can tour the house that Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets worked on. And I'll even send you some of the pictures with details on how exactly to find this home specifically. Text closet to the WTMJ Talk and Text line. That's 855-616-1620. And I'll have Greg Pancake Hill send you the link. You'll get so many ideas for your home just from a few of these pics. And even better, hop on the tour of homes and see it in person through September 1st. All the info is there. Text closet to 855-616-1620. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Now that you're ready to purchase a new bike, do yourself a solid by stopping by one of our Wheel and Sprocket stores to test ride an electric bike, better known today as an e-bike. And let me tell you, these bikes are a game changer because you can ride a whole lot further without even breaking a sweat. We're talking 20 to 50 miles on a single charge. So even riding uphill comes with tons of thrills. But before you decide, stop by any of our Wheel and Sprocket locations first and let us explain in detail what e-bikes are all about. And once you're here, you'll find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride. After all, here at Wheel and Sprocket, we love bikes, which is why bikes are all we do.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
I'm Amelia Kegel with Wheel and Sprocket. Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
This division race might already be over.
Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Left center. Bye-bye baseball.
The Brewers take on the Cubs in Chicago.
That could be two to second for one. On to first. Double play. Ball game over.
This series is sponsored by IKEA Oak Creek. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
George Webb.
And beyond.
For only the third time since the original promise was made, it is Free Burger Day in Milwaukee.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Now, hang on. The George Webb Burger giveaway is on this afternoon.
Yep.
WTMJ's special burger correspondent, at least for the day, from our newsroom, Nazir Spencer, checking back in with him at the George Webb Blue Mound Road in Brookfield this morning. Morning, Nazir.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing well. I'll ask you the same question I asked you more than an hour ago. Is there a line?
There's no line.
Okay,
yet.
good.
I was told that there's not a line expected until around 1 o'clock. That's when they'll start preparing the burgers as well. So it's not nothing crazy yet. Still morning breakfast here. Just getting out the way before the storm begins.
So that is interesting, though. You've been in touch with folks at Webb. So in terms of the flow, do they have an idea of when the busy times will be? Like the initial surge at 2, do they think it's going to cool off at any point? And how are they just going to deal with keep cranking these burgers out?
So I was told that they have a station back there that they're making. So they got the breakfast going on right now, but they have a station of burgers. I saw the burger. The burgers in the back, and there's a bunch of buns in the back as well. And they got a whole station back there ready for the works. You can get your burgers with the works or just plain if you want. So they got a station back there to crank things out. They got 4 workers back there throughout the day. This morning, they just got the regular breakfast going on, but they're going to crank it out as much as they can. They told me that they're just going to keep them going, put them in a boat and push them out. Someone's going to be bagging, someone's going to be putting the works on the burgers. So they got a good game plan going on right now.
How is the staff doing this morning, Nazir? I know that this is a big lift for the entire crew over at Webb. I mean, it's just you don't do this very often. We got to think about staffing levels, et cetera. How is everyone feeling over at that location?
So, I mean, they were here during the 2018 rush as well. So they've been through this before, but it's still nerve-wracking with all the fans coming in throughout the day, not knowing whether they're going to have to be able to give out more vouchers or not, whether they have any left. I don't know if they have any left here anymore, but they were, I was told that they were a little bit nervous, as they should be.
It's a lot to do, yeah. No
yeah,
doubt.
right, as they should be. So, it's going to be a lot starting off, but they said they got a good flow going. And last time, they expected to be a lot more than last time. I was told by Vice President Ryan Stam that it was the line was wrapped around the Aldi last time, and it could be even more than that last time.
Wrapped around the Aldi.
Yeah, wrapped around the sidewalk. It was completely around the Aldi next door, and I mean, it could be way more than that this time.
Now, for people who want to get more than just a burger and help out Webb's, and I know that George Webb is hoping folks will get some fries with that and some other things to help defray the cost here of this fantastic giveaway. Can you dine in, Nazir? Do you know, like, can you if you want to wait on a table, can you do that?
Yeah, I think they got this 12-win celebration menu that I'm looking at right now.
Sweet.
Double cheeseburger was $4, cheeseburger $3, hamburgers $2.50, fries $2, onion rings $4, soda $2. So they got a little menu if you just want to dine in. But if it's for the vouchers, just bring your voucher and you're gonna get that free burger.
And the vouchers, I understand, are good for a number of days beyond this. So you don't necessarily have to cash that in, but they are out.
I think it's before the end of this month, though, so the window's not very big.
Right. Yeah. So you just if you want to come today, go ahead, but just beware. You gotta be patient. I was told that one of the servers told me that their message to the fans just to be patient. They're gonna get you your burger today, but if you want to save it up, just be smart about it and do what you got to do with that.
I'm telling you, man, when we check back in with you in the 9 o'clock hour, there's going to be a line. That's my prediction. George Webb predicts 12 straight. I predict a big fat line by 9 a.m.
I predict we're going to get Nazir behind the grill for the next
Let's
hit.
go.
Oh, man, they offered that position to me. I worked at Culver's for a little bit, so I got a little bit
your own
background in that. Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
I got a little background.
Thanks, my friend. We'll check in with you later.
Absolutely. See you guys later.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the crew.
Welcome to another episode of Find Your Career Rhythm, brought to you by the LAK Group, who help companies and professionals harness their true potential. LAK, discover your human advantage. Today, I'm joined by Mike Milstead, co-owner of LAK. And Mike, we were talking about a crazy stat. The average worker today spends less than 4 years at a job before leaving. That's the lowest it's been in 2 decades.
Yeah, generationally, it's even a bigger deal. We found younger workers are only spending about 2.8 years at a job, whereas boomers were spending right around 10 years.
So why do you think that is, Mike?
Well, millennials and Gen Z, they really view careers much differently and through a different lens. They see it less as job hopping, more as career exploration or development. With the rise of mergers and acquisitions reshaping company cultures, there's less emotional attachment to these organizations, and people tend to change more frequently.
So, Mike, that's got to be tough on companies. What can they do about it?
Well, at the LAK Group, we've identified several strategies companies can use to retain top talent through career development. The first we've seen is investing in employee growth. If your team is seeking new skills and opportunities, help them out with that, provide that to them so that they don't feel the need to look elsewhere. Secondly, prioritize flexibility by fostering a healthy work-life balance. Lastly, encourage internal mobility. By allowing your employees to explore new roles and career paths within your organization, you're really giving them a chance to switch jobs without leaving your company. These steps not only enhance retention, but also build a more engaged and loyal workforce.
So how can your team, Mike, at LAK help companies take advantage?
We offer culture-building programs aligning your leaders and internal processes to this opportunity. We also build customized leadership development programs and even have a new coaching-on-demand platform for younger workers because they really appreciate that it integrates professional coaching and AI to people when they need it.
Thanks, Mike. If you or your company, you're interested, you can head to LAK's website at transformingcareers.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Hurricane Erin is still following a track that will steer it clear of landfall on the East Coast, but beaches from Florida up through Maine are closed today because of rip currents and high surf.
It's going to get breezier and breezier as Thursday goes on, all the way through Long Island, even Nantucket, as this thing pushes water toward the coast, like a big piece of machinery kind of pushing it there. It's going to pick up those waves, and that's why you get the surge.
ABC meteorologist Ginger Z. The Texas legislature is expected to vote today on GOP redistricting plan the Democrats so oppose they left the state in protest. California has vowed to do the same thing, but to benefit Democrats instead of Republicans. Israel's military says it will call up tens of thousands of reservists and extend the service of others for an expanded military operation in Gaza City. That after hundreds of thousands of people protested across Israel for a ceasefire. Pope Leo calling on people to fast on Friday and pray for peace in the Middle East. This is ABC News.
We've got southbound 43 backing up just a little bit right past Good Hope Road, heading down towards Silver Spring. We do have a crash off the freeway, well, technically off the freeway. It's on 794 northbound, just past the ramp from Howard Avenue. That ramp is closed right now to northbound 794, so that's something to keep in mind. Northbound 4394 backing up right around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue also. And then eastbound 94, you're looking at delays coming from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High of 74 degrees today. Chance of a spotty sprinkle, otherwise partly cloudy and breezy. Tonight's low 65. Right now at 68 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, more than $16 million in state aid is headed to Wisconsin's largest school district. The Department of Public Instruction reporting now that Milwaukee Public Schools has finally completed financial reports from the 2022-23 fiscal year that caused that state aid to be withheld originally. The funds will be directed to special education and students who are raising children of their own. DPI is expected to release the remaining $25 million in state aid that's been held in the coming weeks when final reports for the 23-24 fiscal year are available.
No longer involved in a son's civil case for now, a judge dismissing Stephen Anderson without prejudice in the wrongful death lawsuit connected to his son, convicted murderer Maxwell Anderson, was found guilty of murdering 19-year-old Sade Robinson on a first date earlier this year. Now, Robinson's family is suing the Andersons connected to her death, the court finding excusable neglect in failing to properly serve Stephen Anderson, Maxwell's father, in the case. Now, the current dismissal does leave open the possibility of refiling the case against Father Stephen in the future. Maxwell Anderson is serving life in prison without parole.
2 people dead. Deadly shootings overnight in Milwaukee. First about 11 o'clock, second and right on the north side. 37-year-old died from a gunshot wound at the scene. About midnight, 19-year-old taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound, and that person died from injuries. Police say they're looking for suspects still in both incidents.
The city of Milwaukee has tabbed a new leader for the Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Adam Purcell, beginning an initiative called Leap of Faith, where officers and inmates jump out of a plane together. He says that's one way he will help build relationships with his new position.
I promise you, when you're 10,000 feet up in the air, you don't care that there's a cop next to you. And that cop does not care that somebody who's been in prison is next to you. And the goal was, if you can see each other as a human, just that once, 10,000 feet in the air, when you are on the ground, 10,000 feet below, you can treat that person as a human.
You have a full interview with Purcell coming up on Sunday. You can hear it on WTMJ Conversations.
Exploring the future of passenger rail service in southeast Wisconsin, the Common Councils of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha will be considering whether to enter into an intergovernmental agreement for the planning of rail service that would connect the region all the way down to Chicago. Forming the proposed Milwaukee Area Racine Kenosha, or MARC, Passenger Rail Commission, just a first step in long-term planning in getting future federal support.
The burger countdown continues. We're just hours away from free burgers across southeast Wisconsin.
It's a quiet morning here outside the George Webb in Brookfield. Just a few locals are scattered inside for breakfast, but in a few hours, this calm scene will be long gone. From 2 until 6 this afternoon, the restaurant will be handing out free burgers to celebrate the Brewers' 12-game win streak. The last time this tradition rolled out, the line stretched across the sidewalk and past the Aldi next door. Workers here are bracing for the same kind of rush today, with more than 2,300 burgers already prepared at this location alone. In Brookfield, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Actually, Adam, if you have that up, do you get the...
Yeah, we got the numbers here right now. Bell has rung, and the markets are mixed at this hour. The Dow up 95 points. It's about 0.2% at 45,018. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq has dropped about 0.5% this morning. 21,220s where they sit, down 94. And the S&P 500, they're off 9 points to start the day at 6,402. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36.
Coming up, we didn't even know you, but it might be so long.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Lake Geneva. It's where families have been making memories around the water for generations. Lakeside resorts and spas, award-winning restaurants, and charming shops are just the beginning of an unforgettable summer getaway. Lake cruises, boating, and beach lounging let you soak up the sun, water, and family time. Hike a lakeshore path, stargaze from an iconic observatory, or soar above it all in a hot air balloon. Go ziplining, visit an animal safari, or see dancing horses. Start making your memories today at visitlakegeneva.com.
Bugman just sent me some pics, even a video of these massive hornets' nests that he's had to battle. Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best in local pest defense. So both of these were right in the soffits of houses. Looked like on both it was a front porch, more than a foot long, foot wide, crawling with stinging wasps. Now, brave men, our Adam, his brother Matt, too, will come out, give him a call, and they can take care of that for you. Remove the nest, and with the stinging insect nest preventer service, keep them from coming back. Adam also just heard from him the other day. He said he's getting a lot of calls for wasps and yellow jackets as well. You'll start to get the bees and the butterflies and all that. They will still be in your garden. So you just won't be scared to walk out the front door of your house for fear of those stinging insects. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. To the best in local pest defense, bugmanqueenbee.com.
We see you out there making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's and women's area jeans, 25% off, $5 off men's Dickies jeans starting at $24.99, and 20-inch Beyond Breeze box fans, $18.99 while supplies last. Rewards members save an extra $3. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. They painted the outside of our house. It was fantastic. I've got a big deck. They really had to navigate on 2 levels. The guys took their time. They paid attention to detail. They did it right around the deck. My whole house looks fantastic. Trim and siding, it's great. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule fills up fast, so now's the time to plan your project. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. They are the best. They're CertaPro Painters.
Discover how artificial intelligence is transforming manufacturing at the Midwest Manufacturing AI Summit, October 7th at Wisconsin State Fair Park, co-located with WIMTS. This workshop for manufacturing owners, executives, and operations managers will show how AI reduces downtime, increases throughput, and improves quality. Explore a technology showcase, connect with solution providers, consultants, and industry experts, and see how AI tools can drive results on your shop floor. Seats are limited. Register now at techedpodcast.com/AI Summit.
8:39, Wisconsin's Morning News. Adam Roberts in for Erik today alongside Vince Vitrano. You know, it's been a while since we've heard from in the cycle, Vinny. Elon Musk. I haven't heard anything from Musk in a second.
Musk Watch update.
We have not. So a little bit of a brief one here. Remember earlier this year, you may have heard about some talk around a new political party that Musk was hoping to set up, the America Party. Well, it turns out before that party could ever get off the ground, it may already be time to pump the brakes, according to Elon.
The Wall Street Journal reports Elon Musk is pumping the brakes on his plan to start a new political party. The paper says Musk has told allies he wants to focus on his companies and maintain ties with Vice President J.D. Vance as a possible MAGA movement successor. The two have stayed in touch since Musk left the administration, and starting a political party could damage that relationship. The Journal says Musk has told people he'd consider using some of his wealth to back Vance if he runs for president in 2028. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
So he's not going anywhere, but I will say if you are going to go out there and put yourself out and say, hey, I'm putting together a whole political party that I want to challenge the two-party system, which we hear a lot from multiple people, like you got to be prepared to follow through. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, though he is open to keeping it around.
Well, one of the things that at least you had to treat the discussion seriously, one of the primary barriers to that whole third party movement is, how are you going to pay for this?
No issue there.
Right. how are you going to, because both the Democrats and Republicans have these extensive and well-rooted funding apparatuses, and how would you as a third party create something that could generate revenue that could even attempt to compete with that? So with Musk there, able to at least independently to some degree fund that operation, at least from a startup standpoint, it gave it some legitimacy.
You remember we were talking earlier about Sarah Godlewski getting into the race for lieutenant governor, and we mentioned we got a lot of time still before 2026. Well, Musk already apparently thinking about 2028, so never too early to start.
We're always
I
on
guess.
to the next cycle, right? 8:41 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Brewers 360 is up next. We'll talk live with Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering on this historic hamburger day in Milwaukee. Checking in with Debbie first, though, on your morning drive.
Okay, eastbound 94. Watch for delays from just before 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound doesn't slow down until you get past Highway 100. Then it kind of backs up a bit all the way to about Barker Road. Southbound 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound from north of Watertown Plank Road up past North Avenue. Southbound 43's got a little pocket of heavy traffic from Good Hope Road to Silver Spring. Northbound 4394 right around the Plainfield curve, going to be slow all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. And then on 794, the roadway part, not the freeway part, northbound is the ramp from Howard Avenue is closed because of a crash. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Your family, your memories, our priority. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
When's the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or your back just aching? Or you walked down a flight of stairs without groaning, step by step, right? When's the last time you felt good? The pain never disappears, nothing changes, and you just kind of tough it out. WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. Well, the time is now to set up your free consultation with the pros at QC Kinetics. Their regenerative treatments help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies that can help you. There's no knives, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. You can set up a consultation for free, and you can bring your x-rays and your old MRIs for a no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation. Call QC Kinetics. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
It's summer now, but you know what's coming down the pike? Yup, cold weather and high heating bills. Gene Miller here, and now is a great time to order new windows from my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. With national brands like Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and Softlight, Hometown can offer replacement windows that fit every home, style, and budget. Whether you're looking for wood, Fibrex, fiberglass, or vinyl, Hometown has a product for you. August is Marvin month. Call or stop in to win a Yeti cooler. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs. Just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitation. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering.
That Andrew Vaughn is one piece of egg.
I can't finish that line, unfortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be working. Much like the line that I said in my home run call at the very end. I said unfreaking believable.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I wanted to say. I didn't want to say freaking because I just don't know. I really like working.
This is Brewers 360.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. Jeff Levering on the line with us this morning. Hey, Level.
Good morning, party people. How we doing today?
Hey, 7:05 first pitch tonight, which means, mid to late afternoon arrival at the yard. What are you doing in Chicago today?
I'm going to go for a run as soon as we get off the phone. I love running on Lake Michigan.
Yeah, okay.
The wind is blowing today, so I'll take a run up the lake shore and then maybe take a nap, and then we'll see where the day takes me after that.
You guys aren't going to the museum or something, you know?
Yeah, Shed Aquarium doesn't have a special today.
Nothing.
No, I've done that before. I've done all those things.
I know, right?
If anything, maybe I'll just go take a walk and go grab some lunch or do something. Go get lost. It's just a great city to go meander. Cloud cover today, and I'm just glad we have to play one game and not two and hope for two and all the other stuff like we've done for the last 48 hours.
Well, not the result that we wanted yesterday. Of course, got off to the good start with the win in the first of 5 here in this series with the Cubs, and then dropping. You never want to drop both in the doubleheader. I don't know. Listening to Pat Murphy after the game and the comments he had, particularly for that second game level, like, didn't play poorly. Guys hit the ball hard, just didn't drop our way.
Yeah, those are the things that have been going so well for the Brewers recently with the 14-game winning streak, and everything was going the Brewers' way. And last night there's a ball that instead of hitting the ivy, it hits the bricks and it ricochets almost back to the infield for a triple. Every missile that the Brewers hit ended up finding the glove. Just some untimely things that didn't go the Brewers' way, and that happens. That's baseball. It's okay. Jameson Taillon threw the ball exceptionally well, especially after the second inning. Brandon Woodruff was just a little bit off for the first time when he came back from the injured list and didn't have his fine command. But that's okay. It was a 4-1 ball game, and the Brewers staked the Cubs to a 5-1 lead at one point in game number 1 of the doubleheader, and then ended up losing by just a couple of runs. So both good ball games, both very well played ball games, and hopefully it goes a different direction today with Miz out there on the mound.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I'm as anxious of a Brewers fan as any when I'm watching games, despite the fact that, for perspective, remember, we just won 14 in a row. Literally unprecedented. So I was happy to hear Woody afterwards, Levo, talking about, hey, guys, we're all right. You lose 2 in a row. Everyone's like, oh, is the world ending now? And no, we just won over a dozen. We're getting free burgers today because of it.
Right. And the other thing, too, is that this is the first time they've lost back-to-back games in almost a month.
Right.
Like, it hasn't happened since the first 2 home games coming back from the All-Star break in July. So it's such a good run right now for the Brewers, what they've been doing since Brandon Woodruff came back. I mean, they've lost 2 games in a row 3 times since the beginning of July. That's 6 total losses. And I think there's 1 or 2 more losses total in that stretch. So they're doing fine. I know it hurts to lose both ends of the doubleheader. They still have a 7-game lead in the division.
Do you know what it felt like? I don't know if you're younger than I am, Level, but remember in Superman 2 when Superman lost his powers and he got his butt kicked in that diner and he saw his blood for the first time and he was like, what the hell is this? That's what it felt like, having lost 2 straight. Like, what is this?
Yeah, what is this? I can give you one from, I guess, my era. When Henry Rowan-Gardner's tendons finally loosen up and he doesn't throw a million miles an hour from Rookie of the Year, right? He's got to float it. He's got to float it at the end. I lost my powers. Yeah, because you're a 12-year-old kid. I get it. I understand. No, they didn't lose their powers. Everything's going to be fine. The sky is not falling, and if it is falling, it's just going to be for a couple of minutes, and they'll be right back at it.
Important game for Miz tonight because, he had an outing that all guys have from time to time. Some nights you got it, and some nights you just don't, and maybe you don't know why, but really important for Miz to have a good outing, regardless of the outcome of the game.
Sure, that was a glorified rehab assignment game for him, and the Brewers wanted him to do that at the big league level as opposed to going down to the minor leagues. It was going to be short to begin with, but to have him just go an inning and a third and throw 57 pitches, that was a tough start. It was a tough way to start the road trip too, and a tough way to start 19 games in 18 days. The other part of that is that Aaron Ashby, who is your only length guy in that bullpen, went 4 innings out of the bullpen last night. So you don't have a ton of length back there. You're going to have a bunch of guys that can go 1 inning essentially behind Jacob Mizorowski today. It will not be a long start. Maybe you'll potentially get him to 70 pitches, 75 pitches today. But hopefully he throws a lot of strikes. Remember what he did against the Cubs the last time, had a tough first inning and then really dialed it in after that. So hopefully Miz goes out there and throws well. It's his first start at Wrigley Field. That can be a lot. It's a night game. But hopefully he goes out there and throws the ball very well and puts the Brewers in a good position to win.
Hey, Jeff, before we let you go, I've talked with you before about oddities that you see when you're calling a game from time to time. Did you see this, that the Chicago Sports TV network picked up of this fan who was at game one of the doubleheader? Looked like he was getting some office work done on a keyboard and laptop with a full mouse setup in the bleacher seats during game one yesterday. Do you see that?
Yeah, maybe a Northwestern student or something. Maybe the
Yes.
camera was off on Zoom, right?
Very quite studious of him, actually.
Multitasking. Yeah, multitasking.
Yeah, it was
I
the
did
mouse
see
that impressed me. Like, everybody gets on their phone from time to time at the game. You might see a laptop, but dude with the mouse on top of it.
That's next level. I've never seen anybody use a mouse like that, especially out in the elements. I mean, desk mouse, fine, that's great, but I've never seen one in the bleachers. Well, I've seen a mouse out there, but
You know what I mean? Yeah.
not the kind that's digital form.
Hey, Devin, can you turn your camera on, please? I noticed that it's up. No, I'm actually all right. I'll be fine on just
work from home
plain
today.
screen.
Brewers play-by-play man Jeff Levering. Levo, I'd tell you I'd grab a burger for you, except they only let you one. So if I'm in line, I'm getting one for myself, my friend.
That's fine. Take your burger. You've earned it. Everybody
Yes,
earned it. Go enjoy
I
your
earned it.
burger day.
All right, have a great call tonight. Thanks, my friend.
See you guys.
Brewers and Cubs back at it, 7:05, first pitch from Wrigley Field. One more time before 9 o'clock here, Debbie.
Yes, sir. We have a crash on the ramp from Howard Avenue to northbound 794. So watch out for the slowdowns there. It's completely closed off. The ramp is. The roadway's okay. Eastbound 94, we do have delays coming in from before 84th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. We do have a broken down vehicle on the westbound side at Hawley Road. Looks like it's a semi off on the right shoulder. Squads with it should be out of there soon. Southbound 41, slowing from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound's heavy from before Mayfair Road all the way up to about Capitol Drive as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
The 2025 Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes presented by Nuns. See 12 new homes by MBA builders in 2 Menominee Falls neighborhoods, Quietwood and Bella Vista Estates. See the latest new home designs, grand finishes, and cutting-edge features in convenient subdivision locations that offer exciting opportunities to build your dream home. Don't miss the Metro Builders Association Parade of Homes, August 9th through September 1st. For tickets and hours, visit mbaparadeofhomes.com today.
IndyCar is back at the Milwaukee Mile August 23rd and 24th. The Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250 weekend features a high-stakes NTT IndyCar Series race, and the free fan zone will be buzzing with energy all weekend long. Don't miss out on the non-stop action. Get your tickets now for an electrifying IndyCar weekend at the Snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250, August 23rd and 24th at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
8:55, Wisconsin's Morning News. Still an hour to go. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock here. Wisconsin Department of Health Services warning of a possible measles exposure in the state.
Well, measles will always find a way.
Apparently, an out-of-state traveler with a confirmed case of measles visited a couple of gas stations, large travel centers, the big truck stops, if you will, while going through the state earlier this month. Locations, the Pilot Travel Center in Beloit and a Flying J Travel Center in the far northwestern part of the state, just off of I-94 before you get to Minnesota. So it looked like someone was coming up from the south, made that I-90-94 trip all the way out of the state and stopped at a couple of places. The date for potential exposure was August 4th. So if those locations and that date is a concern for you, I'd just urge you to check WTMJ.com for the additional details. I mean, why is this a warning? Because someone was in a gas station for a few minutes, right? Mm-hmm. The clip I played there was from our local doc we talk with from time to time, Dr. Tim Richer, pediatrician at TOSA Pediatrics. And we have him on the show once in a while. And, Richer has told us over and over again when we have one of these, the infection rate for non-vaccinated people for measles is like 90% on exposure. So if you or if your kids are not vaxxed, and if you're near a person with the measles, it's super likely you're going to get the measles. That's why they take these broad precautions.
The timing isn't odd. I just think it's tough because we've got school restarting again. So if your kid was on vacation with you and you're out and about in these particular locations, double check, because that is not something that you want to be navigating amidst the craziness of a new school year already.
And something else Richard talks about in terms of the measles.
This will never go away. There'll always be this ebb and flow of measles cases, and sometimes higher and sometimes lower, but it is always out there, and it will always forever be out there.
So currently only 9 confirmed cases of measles in Wisconsin this year, and none so far tied to this potential exposure at the moment. The U.S., of course, in the midst of one of the worst measles outbreaks we've had since the disease was declared eradicated some 25 years ago. It is 8:57, top of the hour news just ahead.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new Sendix food market is getting closer to coming to Whitefish Bay after the proposal advanced through the community's village board. The project still needs approval from Whitefish Bay's Architecture and Plan Commissions, as well as the Community Development Authority. Attendance at this year's Wisconsin State Fair has plummeted 21% from last year. The fair saw less than 893,000 guests after severe weather canceled the event's final day. The fair previously had a streak of over 1 million attendees for 3 years running. Construction has started on the 60-unit Hidden Lofts apartments in West Allis. The 5.5-acre vacant lot used to be a car dealership. For MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com, I'm Kayla Wynn on 620 WTMJ.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. When Tri-City National Bank decided to optimize their print output strategy, they needed a resource with the expertise to recommend a solution. CIO Robert Prang.
And James helped us with that analysis of what our print consumption was and what we were doing.
The outcome of the James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services recommendation?
We ended up reducing down to about 97 total printers and copiers from 197.
The impact on your print output?
We eliminated over 500,000 pages a month of output that we figured out we really didn't need.
Month after month, that adds up to savings and value.
Oh, tons of value. Those numbers add up even when it's only a penny or so per page.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. To learn more, visit JamesImaging.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com.
This division race might already be over.
Breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center, bye-bye baseball!
The Brewers take on the Cubs in Chicago. This series is sponsored by IKEA Oak Creek. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
9 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Wednesday, August 20th. Our top story, dismissed after errors in court filing.
I'm Adam Roberts. Moving redistricting voting forward in Texas.
Your Storm Team forecast, just a chance of a spotty sprinkle today, otherwise partly cloudy and breezy. High of 74, mostly clear skies tonight, low down to 65. And then for Thursday, high of 76 degrees and mostly sunny. Starting off a really nice stretch of weather in the next several days through the weekend. Milwaukee right now at 69. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, no longer involved in his son's civil case, at least for now. A Milwaukee County judge dismissed Stephen Anderson without prejudice from the wrongful death lawsuit tied to his son, convicted murderer Maxwell Anderson.
I do find that there were, things that were not done here that should have been done, but on balance, I don't find that warrants a dismissal with prejudice.
The family of 19-year-old Sade Robinson is suing the Andersons in connection with her death. You remember that case, the death and dismemberment. The current dismissal does leave open the possibility that they can refile this case against Father Stephen Anderson in the future. They're looking to recoup some financial losses. Max Anderson is serving life in prison. He has no chance of getting out of prison in connection with that case.
Federal authorities expect to begin touring Wisconsin regions damaged by historic flooding later this week. This as storm damage totals in the city of Milwaukee remain on the rise.
City officials say over 1,600 homes experienced significant damage and 150 were destroyed. The health department has helped over 100 businesses with flooding resources and power needs. 7 of those businesses have been ordered to cease operations due to electrical issues. Meanwhile, several Milwaukee Public Library locations are still being restored. The Villard Square branch will reopen Wednesday morning. The Bayview branch will be closed a few more days to complete system upgrades. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
State lawmakers in Texas expected to vote on the controversial plan to redraw congressional districts. Dozens of Democratic lawmakers protested by leaving the state for a couple of weeks in an attempt to block that vote. Omar Villafranca is in Austin, Texas from CBS News.
Now, Democrats in California, they're fighting back, where the party obviously has control of the state there. Dems are looking to counter the move by Texas and redraw their districts. But first, they have to ask voters to approve of those maps. Now, all this moves in both states from the state house to the courthouse because you have California Republicans suing there and Texas Democrats are suing here in federal court. They're asking for a hearing next month to try to stop this.
A new map in Texas would take 5 seats currently held by Democrats and redraw the maps, turning them into what would be considered Republican-leaning districts.
The Justice Department has opened an investigation into whether police officials in Washington, D.C. falsified crime data. That investigation, it comes amid an escalating showdown between the Trump administration and the city of D.C. over control of that community's police department. It wasn't immediately clear which federal laws could have been violated by the possible manipulation of that crime data. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's office declined to comment on the investigation.
Prepped and ready for the Big Burger Bonanza.
The Brewers' 12-game win streak means free burgers today at George Webb, and fans are expected to line up this afternoon.
We're excited for the team. We're excited for the city. We're excited to give these burgers away to the fans. We had a ton of good energy, and our staff is excited to do it, and we're ready to go.
George Webb Vice President Ryan Stam says the last time this promotion happened, the turnout was massive.
We've done this 2 other times, so we're kind of working off those numbers, what we did in the past, and each streak is different. This one is definitely, there's some more hype to it, so this team is good. They've had a couple of long winning streaks already this year, so we've been preparing kind of all season.
In Brookfield, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
News about your money now, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All red for the big 3, though not too great a losses so far. Right now, the Dow down just 20 points at 44,902. The NASDAQ off a little bit more, 272 points. That's over 1% on the day at 21,042. And the S&P 500 down about 0.5%, 41 points off at 6,370. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, weather, our next Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 9:05.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Back to school means back to savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. Right now, get $3,000 off your roofing, your siding, your windows, or your bath project during the fall savings event. Don't wait. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com to claim your $3,000 savings and book your free estimate. Exterior Pros and Baths, Wisconsin's trusted home improvement experts. Trust the pros.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing, too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Step right up and gaze into my crystal ball. I see flashing lights, spinning reels, and a big win. This August, you have a ticket to a cash carnival at Potawatomi. Play with your rewards card and earn entries to win your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Prize drawings every Thursday through August 28th. Your fortune awaits only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
And for WTMJ Sports Update for the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Tough doubleheader loss to the Cubs. We'll go at it again tonight at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Brewers dropped 2 on Tuesday.
The doubleheader may have gone to 2 wins for the Cubs, but manager Pat Murphy explained in the second game there wasn't a lot that he really could complain about.
We didn't really leave the zone. I mean, we hit 12 balls close to 100 miles an hour. But didn't have that much to show for it. I thought we did some good things. I thought Vaughn hit the ball hard 3 times. Collins hit the ball hard twice, got nothing. Terang hit the ball hard twice. And you got to credit them. They played inspired and put themselves in this position. So
live from Wrigley Field, I'm Dominic Cotroneo, WTMJ.
Brewers will go at it again in Game 4 of this 5-game series against the Cubs tonight. Our coverage starts with Brewers warm-up at 6. First pitch set for 7:05 at Wrigley Field.
WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. Checking the roads right now. We're working on clearing up this crash. It's on 794, the exit to Howard Avenue. Looks like they've got this, looks like maroon SUV on the back of a tow truck. Just getting the brooms out, cleaning up the spill area, so that should be taken care of. This is on Howard in that intersection from the southbound off-ramp from 794. So just be aware of that as you're working your way through. Elsewhere, a little slow on 4145 from Appleton Avenue down towards Hampton. You'll be on the brakes through the construction zone, and then some pockets of brake tapping on 4145 north from about Highway 100 up towards Silver Spring. And it's also a couple extra minutes on your ride from the zoo to the Marquette right now. A little slow from 76th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and then passing through the stadium.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Nice stretch of weather ahead, albeit a little bit cool for this time of year. Today's high just 74 degrees. It will be breezy as well under partly cloudy skies. They haven't ruled out a spotty sprinkle, but no widespread rain today. Mostly clear, low down to 65. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 76. Friday, mostly sunny with a chance of some overnight showers and a high of 80. And that's as warm as it gets for a bit. Mostly sunny on Saturday, high 78. Sunday's high just 70 degrees. Under mostly sunny skies. Right now at 70 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Now, here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Adam Roberts.
Coming up on 10 minutes after 9 o'clock, taking you to 10 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News, and then yielding to Point Taken with Steve Scafidi and Christian Bry. Adam's in for Erik this morning. Vince Vitrano here with you until the top of the hour. It's kind of a funny way to lead into an actually very serious story about how television stations decide what to show you and what not to show you. A little bit into the process of how they make those decisions and what factors they weigh. And it relates to a serious story and sort of an ongoing situation here in southeast Wisconsin. But the funny story is, like, everything is a process, just like your work. You have various processes that you go about. And we're laughing today because Fox 6 was doing a story about today being National Mosquito Day, which, okay.
All right.
All right.
Didn't have that one on the coverage plan for today, but
yes.
okay.
And so, they're showing video of people getting eaten up by mosquitoes and whatnot, and that recall my TV days where we'd call that file video, where we're doing a story about a given topic and we just need some video because it's television. So instead of staring at me the whole time on camera, we'll run some video. So we're doing a story about mosquitoes. We need some video of mosquitoes, but it's sort of non-specific. It's quote unquote file because you have it somewhere. Back in the day, it was stored on these big tapes.
Sure.
And you had a way to catalog the tapes just like at the library. You would look up in a list, okay, where do I have file of this? Okay, pull that tape, yada, yada, yada. You cut 30 seconds of video. It goes on TV. It was usually a request from a producer to a video editor. Hey, I need some file of mosquitoes for this story, right? And we were talking about, like, what are the top several most hilarious file video pulls. One would be, I need some video for the story on obesity. Okay,
you can predict where that's
so
going.
what do you get? What are the images you see?
Obese people kind of walking around, but you never see above like the shoulders or something. It's just always lower level.
Overweight people walking around. There's we're doing a story about motherhood or pregnancies, so I need some file video of pregnant women. There again, shoulders down, just bellies.
Mine's always the ones where they do stories about pets or this new virus going around could affect Fido, and then it's just an assortment of dogs. Yes. I always love seeing dogs on the TV.
I think taking the cake, though, is the smoking file. Doing a story on American Cancer Society where I need some file of smoking. It's always it's got to be like from the 70s, some guy with a hefty mustache blowing it out his nose. Right? And then the tight shot of the ashtray. So have you ever wondered how that video gets on your TV? It's decisions like that are made in TV newsrooms. But on to the more serious part about one of these ongoing conversations, always in newsrooms, about what we show you and what we don't.
Right. And, I always often refer to myself, Vince, as a news nerd because I love going into the process of all of this behind-the-scenes decision-making. And that's why I'm glad I host Reporter's Notebook because that's what we like to do. We like to go and get behind the scenes of stuff. And we got a really great conversation this week related to a situation that's been in the news for about the last month or so. In fact, it was 1 month ago today that this incident happened on Water Street. You likely heard about it by now. This incident involving a crash with two young women who were out on Water Street, which has been in the news a lot for a whole list of reasons, largely due to the city curbing down violence that has upticked this year. It ebbs and flows from time to time. Anyway, this particular incident was what has been referred to as accident involving a Jeep and two young women. Their names are Chloe Handred and Samantha Zaginer, who were on Water Street behind one of these wood barricades when the Jeep runs through this intersection at Water and State where the light was green, striking the two women, then receiving citations, but the lady driving the vehicle, was able to leave that scene and to date has not been criminally charged in the case. Well, TMJ4 News' Jenna Ray has been on this story for basically the entirety of it, was on it from the day after the incident happened. And I recall back before I get to the process portion of this piece to a conversation she had at the Milwaukee Press Club at one of their newsmaker luncheon meetings, which is when they'll have a community member of stature, whether it's the mayor, whether it's the chief of police, whether it's someone from Milwaukee Public Schools like the superintendent, and they have a media panel that will address questions to that person. And it's very important because oftentimes these leaders will often speak behind a spokesperson. We'll refer that to my spokesperson, refer that to my assistant, and we'll give you a quote or whatever. But this is an opportunity to speak directly to these individuals. And Jenna had this interaction, one of many, with Chief Jeffrey Norman of the Milwaukee Police Department.
If there's a person that police pull over and they do not have insurance and they have suspended and revoked registration, how are they able to drive away and are given their keys back to operate that vehicle that same day?
I don't know, but I will look into it and see what the particular facts of what you just saying. I mean, this is what's being reported to me, so we'll look into it with the team.
So I play that clip because the same day that this newsmaker luncheon happened, TMJ4 ran an exclusive story showing for the first time video footage of this particular incident, largely trying to set the story of, like, you've heard it's been called an accident. They keep saying it's an accident. Now we're showing you the footage of the moment that this happened when this vehicle impacted Chloe and Samantha. The interesting part about it was typically when you watch the news and you see particularly rough footage, you'll usually see they will pause it before the moment of impact, like we like to say. Or if they are going to show whether it's an officer-involved shooting or reckless driving or whatever, they will blur out those moments of impact, as we say. That was not chosen to be done with this particular incident. This video, which is out there, you've likely seen it by now, shows these two women being struck by the driver of this Jeep at Water and State in full detail. Jenna spoke with me on Reporter's Notebook for this coming Sunday and described what went into that decision-making process. She said it began with a conversation with the family.
We had a conversation there of, one, do you want me to see it? And two, do you want everyone else to see it? And before I could even ask that second question, both families said, people need to see this. I took it back to my management and said, I need you to watch this video. It's very hard to watch. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much true crime or whatever you're indulging in. That's a hard video to watch because usually we do pause and usually we don't show the whole thing. And unfortunately, in a lot of situations like that, it's because people have died and we don't show people's deaths on TV. These women survived and they wanted it shown. I know that they have not seen the video still to this day, Sam and Chloe. I don't think that they would ever want to. It's a hard watch.
It is. And again, like I said, you likely have seen this already, but the crux of that is important, that the family did want this out there. Now, it's important to also know the driver has not been charged, only has been cited with 3 citations, including not driving, no insurance, I believe suspended license, and went through the barricade, but has not been charged. And that's why her name is also not out there. But it's this idea of what decisions do we make? And we had a conversation in our own newsroom after this video dropped of would we have made that same decision were we in that position?
Well, and so you mentioned a number of factors that go into it. First of all, with the blessing of the family and encouragement of the family, and you want to be sensitive to that. Now, just because a family wants something or doesn't want something doesn't necessarily mean you follow suit because
Right.
you have to balance the whole larger interest. There's also the do people need to see this, and does it have the same impact if you do stop it short? The answer to that last question is no. I mean, it is really hard to watch. One thing that's instructive from it as we break this down, because there are 2 angles to this. There's one, there's the decision that was made in the newsroom to air the video. There's the other of, is there a case to be made for criminal charges to be filed? And it is important to see, I mean, it does appear that the driver was going really fast down Water Street. That said, having been on Water Street when they're doing one of these things where they're shutting down streets, it is chaotic.
Sure.
And I find it confusing just as a guy who's trying to leave the area or whatever in your car. Maybe you went to a show at Marcus Center and you come out and you're like, whoa, everything's blocked off. Where am I supposed to go? There's a barricade here. There's a thing there. This driver is running through an intersection with a green light.
And that's another important part of this video,
light's
too.
green.
Yep. And that had not been known prior to this video being seen, which is another important element in all of this.
And there's no other prior indication of that there's this big shutdown of Water Street. There's 2 wooden barricades. But, you know, if you're going, I guess, what's the speed limit? They're probably 25. Even if you're going a little bit faster, maybe it's 30.
I actually don't know.
You know, so whatever you're going, you're following a green light. There's somebody that's in the turn lane, kind of, maybe you're looking over there, maybe you're navigating. You can make a case for the insurance issue and the revoked license or suspended notwithstanding. You can make a case for this being an accident that is not criminal behavior on behalf of the driver.
On the flip side, you do see just the raw, like this
Yes.
was not like a car, like maybe accidentally skirted off the brake, jumped a little bit through a barricade and tapped these women. It's full on impact. They go flying, as you can see in the video, which again, if you want to seek that out yourself, by all means, you're welcome to do that.
TMJ4.com has it.
Yes.
So interesting conversation, and that story still ongoing this morning.
You can hear the full conversation with Jenna, who has a lot more on this issue and other matters around this story. We have that on Reporter's Notebook that comes up this Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on WTMJ.
Two stories coming up next. One, we have our first candidate running for lieutenant governor. She's set to make her announcement within the hour this morning. And also, want to catch a train from St. Francis to Kenosha? We'll talk about the local governments moving that plan forward next.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeanssitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
How's your air conditioner been doing this summer? How did it hold up in our multiple heat waves? As temperatures cool off this week, time to take stock. If your AC's been running 24/7 and doesn't really do a good job cooling your house, let's get Urban Heating and Cooling out now when it's a little bit quiet in the weather and we're sort of in between that heating and cooling to make sure that things are going well. Everybody needs an HVAC guy. My guy's a husband and wife team. It's Ryan and Ellie over there, and they're both from the area. And now they've got this great family-owned business. They're based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. And Ryan can get out to your house or a member of the team for an AC tune-up. That's getting things running more efficiently. Or maybe it's really time to evaluate an upgrade. Is your unit even the right size for the job that you're asking it to do? Ryan will give you an honest assessment. He's not going to try to sell you something you don't need, but it may be time for a new one or for a bigger project that can help. And Urban Heating and Cooling will offer financing options to make it more affordable if that's the way you decide to go. I've got your HVAC guy. Tell him Vinny sent you. It's urbanheatingandcooling.com.
We got spirit, yes we do. We got spirit, how about you?
Hi, I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Downtown Employee Appreciation Week is back August 18th through the 22nd with daily giveaways, office challenge games, and much more. It's all designed to boost your team's spirits. Learn how your company can participate at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey, it's Jeff Sherman, host of The Upswing. Working downtown doesn't just mean being at the center of business. It means you're a part of Milwaukee's heartbeat. There are so many perks, whether it's grabbing a quick bite, catching a show after work, or connecting with people who care and share the passion for the city. And Downtown Employee Appreciation Week, August 18th through 22nd, is when it all comes alive in a special way. If you want to discover more on how you can live, work, and play right here in the heart of it all, check out MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Got this one in from the 309 on our Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line regarding our conversation, Vince, just now about file video.
The news file, yeah. Give me some file video of this.
From the 309, a friend of mine has family in the Northeast who allowed a camera in for their Thanksgiving dinner in the late 90s. They still use it on TV when you see Thanksgiving costs VO.
Oh, that's some priceless file, right? Because where else are you going to get that?
Yep.
The other one was... There was a stretch there where our Summerfest file, the tape must have been queued up to the same spot every time. And so any story in the lead up to Summerfest, you get just some file of Summerfest. It was the same two ladies dancing on a picnic table. Somebody actually called the newsroom, I think, at that point. Like, do you have no other video of the 50 years of the big gig? Right. Field of candidates for Wisconsin governor is seemingly getting increasingly crowded. But today's announcement within the hour is going to be for the undercard.
Happening today.
Sarah Godlewski is going to officially join the race for lieutenant governor. An announcement set for later this morning. Now, only thing really unexpected about this to me is that she's not running for governor.
Which I think caught both of us a little off guard when this release came out.
In fact, you and I both thought like she was announcing for governor. It took rereading the release.
Oh, no, lieutenant governor. The LT is important.
So if the name's not familiar to you, or if it maybe is, but you're trying to place it, haven't heard a lot from her lately, perhaps because she currently occupies a position in state government that from time to time elected officials have actually sought to eliminate, as it really has few constitutional duties nor contemporary purpose. It was formerly held by
2 years.
Our guy Doug LaFossil. Doug LaFollette, who had the job for like 1,000 years before abruptly resigning just months after he was reelected in 2022. That created, I'm at least curious as to whether it was created deliberately, for a landing spot for Godlewski, who had stepped aside in the race for U.S. Senate that year.
I am a tell it how it is person, and I take a very common sense approach. And I know that right now what we have to do is we have to get behind Mandela Barnes to defeat Ron Johnson.
And that statement came just days after she had vowed to remain in the race.
You could argue that all of that hullabaloo around that led to the result we ultimately saw, where Senator Johnson slightly outbeat Barnes. It was by the thinnest of margins. I remember being at the Turner Hall down covering that, and at 10:30, all right, everybody go home. Too close to call.
Yeah, it certainly was. And you recall the Democratic field was sort of cleared for Mandela Barnes, who was leading in the polls, but yet others getting out. But Godlewski had vowed to stay in. I still wonder. And I've wondered aloud, built out a whole reasoning for this statement, but I wondered aloud whether she was encouraged, like, look, we're going to need you to step aside. It's not quite your turn. Don't worry. We have a spot for you, because here's what we're going to do. LaFossil is going to go ahead and run again. He's going to do what he always does. He's going to win. Then he's going to quit like 6 weeks later after taking the oath, and we'll stash you there. We got a spot for you in the State House. Then you can run for whatever it is you want to run for next. While continuing with this job.
I will say lieutenant governor is another one of those positions that I often have to remind myself. So what would you say it is that you do here?
You cut ribbons. Actually, that'd be an awesome job. Wouldn't it be a great job? Like, you don't have nobody blames you for anything, right? You're not on the hook for anything. And depending on who the governor is, various lieutenant governors have had more or less power as the years have gone on. Yeah. But, you go on, you meet the kids at the school, you cut the ribbons, you show up for the stuff, but nobody blames you for anything that goes wrong.
I suppose not.
I suppose you don't get a lot of credit for things that go right. But nonetheless, we have, for the Republicans, New Berlin businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman are in the race for governor. For governor on the Democratic side, you have already running officially is the current Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez. Not formally, but indicating he is going to run, Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley. And still haven't heard from Attorney General Josh Kaul on whether or not he's going to get in. I forgot to mention for the Republicans, Congressman Tom Tiffany of the northern part of our state has said he'll let us know. And that decision on whether he's going to run for governor is coming sooner rather than
largely
later.
Expected, but not official yet.
Godlewski planning to announce her run for lieutenant governor. Thinks she'd be the first to stake a claim to that position in an announcement at Madison expected at 10 o'clock. I mentioned this other story this morning, this long desired by some rail line that would connect Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, as well as possibly the smaller communities in between. So this is something a step below like an Amtrak, that the Hiawatha line that runs quite successfully.
We do have one, yeah. But I think it's about 6 or so stops between Milwaukee and Chicago, and it runs quite frequently.
In Wisconsin, it stops. You got downtown, and you got the airport, then you got Sturtevant.
Yep.
And then Kenosha, or no?
No, I think it goes to Glenview, Illinois.
Okay,
there.
right.
Yep.
So anyway, this would be a different line than that, but sort of something that would connect the South Shore communities to the city of Milwaukee. We got this announcement from the mayors of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha that they want to create what they call an intergovernmental agreement, an IGA, and form the MARC Passenger Rail Commission. There's another acronym in there for you, Milwaukee Area Racine Kenosha, if you hadn't figured out what MARC stands for.
Aha.
What this means is they'll be asking the common councils of these respective cities to approve this agreement to form the commission. So it's sort of an agreement to move together on the commission that would look at, do the study, do the thing. So this isn't happening.
One box checked on a laundry list of boxes to check later.
And another thing that all three of these mayors went to great length to reiterate in this news release is there's no money behind this at this point. Let me read to you from the news release. Participation in this initial phase involves no local funding obligation. The proposed agreement has no immediate fiscal impact on the cities of Racine, Milwaukee, or Kenosha. So what is it? The commission would be formed, and then that would therefore create an entry into the Federal Railroad Administration's Corridor Identification and Development program. 2 more acronyms for you there
fun.
if you want it. What they're saying is, look, we would like to develop this commission. We'd like to examine, study whether there's a there. We're not putting any money behind it. We're just agreeing to talk about this further. I have mixed feelings on it. We seem to revisit this very idea from time to time. You brought up the KRM,
right,
which was a thing
about
for a while.
15 or so years ago, kind of got the kibosh put on. But yeah, and this has historical context too. We mentioned earlier also a previous line that kind of connected all of these southern shore suburbs. I believe it was the North Shore line because it ran from Chicago's North Shore up to downtown Milwaukee. So it has existed before. Now that was granted 70, 80 years ago when people's transportation habits were much different than they are now. But I will say, as someone who frequents rail more so than I would say others do, the Borealis line, which runs through between Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Chicago, it's humming. People are filling that up all the time. So the demand is there. I think it's going to ultimately come down to dollars and cents, as it always does. And, of course, political theater, which we all love to watch play out in real time.
I think as someone who would only occasionally take rail, but is interested in that if it's convenient and the price is right and all these other things, the other thing that I'd be more interested in is really speeding up that Hiawatha line. How can we do one of two things? How can we make it run quicker, right? And then how can we bring the cost down?
I can tell you the quicker factor would be its own independent rail system, and that's
Get it off the
probably not
freight
going to
tracks
happen.
and all
Yeah,
that,
well,
right.
there's always
And
going to
the
be that
infrastructure
shared.
costs for that are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but I would be interested in that as someone who, like if we were going to take a family trip to Chicago, I think we did it once. We took the train, and that's great because you're probably saving money, except for if you're packing the minivan full of people. Now you're buying individual tickets. So if they could bring that cost down and make it a little bit more affordable, and then if they could speed that thing up, but that's easier said than done.
Right.
Nonetheless, on this particular proposal, the Common Councils of Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha will be asked to approve the forming of this commission. Very next step before the train ever leaves the station on this one. But something to watch as this idea resurfaces from time to time. 9:32, we've got bottom of the hour headlines from ABC coming up next.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freightert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Your blood vessels play a key role in keeping you healthy, also known as your vascular health. Unfortunately, problems with these vessels affect millions of Americans every year across all age groups. Here to tell us more about the importance of vascular health is Momodou Jama, a Freightert and the Medical College of Wisconsin vascular surgeon. Doctor, thank you so much for being here with us.
You're welcome.
Can you tell us about how vascular health impacts the entire body?
Your vascular system, the network of arteries, veins, and capillaries in your body is essentially your transportation system for moving blood around your body. When these vessels are healthy, they efficiently deliver oxygen, nutrients, and immune cells to every organ and tissue.
Doctor, can you please share the risk factors for vascular disease?
The most common risk factors include diabetes, smoking, a family history of aneurysms or clotting disorders, high blood pressure or high cholesterol, a high-stress lifestyle, obesity, and then age greater than 50 are all important risk factors. If you have risk factors, talk to your doctor about vascular disease screening options.
Can you please tell us what screening options are available?
In general, a physical exam of your vasculature or non-invasive testing involving blood pressure checks in the arms and legs is adequate to identify certain vascular diseases. Screening with a one-time ultrasound is recommended for men and women over the age of 65 or older with a history of tobacco use. Talk to your doctor to learn about what screening options you may benefit from.
Why should someone choose the Freightert and the Medical College of Wisconsin for their vascular services?
We have a team of specialists dedicated to treating vascular diseases, including vascular medicine specialists, vascular and cardiac surgeons, as well as interventional radiologists that provide care in eastern Wisconsin.
Dr. Jama, thank you for being with us today. For more information on vascular health, check out freightert.com/vascular.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Accurate Basement Repair. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in Southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top-notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
At 9:35, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Wednesday, August 20th. Our top story, state aid coming to Milwaukee Public Schools.
I'm Adam Roberts, tracking possible exposure to measles in Wisconsin.
Cooling down a bit, your storm team forecast high of 74 degrees today under partly cloudy skies. Breezy as well, with a spotty sprinkle possible during the day. Turning mostly clear tonight, low down to 65, and mostly sunny skies on Thursday with a high of 76. Right now, it is 69 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, more than $16 million in state aid is headed to Wisconsin's largest school district. The Department of Public Instruction says Milwaukee Public Schools has finally completed financial reports from the 2022-23 fiscal year. Remember, that caused the state to initially withhold that funding. The funds will be directed to special education and students who are raising children of their own. DPI expected to release the remaining $25 million in state aid in the coming weeks.
2 people dead after deadly shootings overnight in Milwaukee, the first of which happened around 2nd and Wright Tuesday evening. 37-year-old dying at the scene. And around midnight, a 19-year-old taken to the hospital with their own gunshot wound, dying from their injuries. No suspects are in custody in either shooting.
Possible measles exposure in Wisconsin.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says as of Tuesday, there are currently 9 confirmed measles cases in the state. DHS officials say it has identified 2 public locations where people may have been exposed on August 4th. One is the Flying J Travel Center in Roberts, Wisconsin between 7:15 to 10 a.m. and the other is the Pilot Travel Center in Beloit, Wisconsin between the hours of 11:45 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Anyone experiencing symptoms such as runny noses, red watery eyes, heavy fever, or a red rash with raised bumps should avoid public spaces and get in contact with their medical provider. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
We're counting down the hours to free burgers. George Webb handing out the burgers in response to the 12-game winning streak. It's actually 14 games set by your Milwaukee Brewers. Server at a Webb restaurant, Jessica Warner, remembering the last giveaway in 2018.
Last time in 2018, I was just doing fries and onion rings, so I was stuck back there doing that, but I guess I'll be out front this time, and I think it's going to be a lot more crazy.
And Warner does have some advice for people who plan to visit a Webb restaurant today.
Just be patient, and we'll get you your burger.
That's good advice.
That's pretty simple, right?
Pretty simple. Now, please follow it. The Bree Burger giveaway running at all 23 Webb locations in Wisconsin from 2 to 6 p.m. today.
Time for news about your money, WTMJ. Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down about 108 points to 44,813. The S&P 500 is down as well, 56 to 63.55. And the NASDAQ right now at 20,965. That's falling nearly 350 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It looks actually quite decent right now on the roads. We do have a broken down vehicle. Looks like a broken down semi on 94 West near Hawley Road on the right shoulder. And we do have some backups associated. It's not in traffic, but if you've driven through there, you know it can be a little bit of a tight squeeze. And so cars are working their way through past American Family Field heading west. So from about 35th Street to Hawley Road, Mitchell Boulevard, you'll notice those slow spots on 94 heading west towards the zoo. Also slow, as to be expected, through construction on 4145 south from Appleton Avenue down towards Capitol Drive. Just a couple extra minutes on your ride from Good Hope into the zoo.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy, breezy, spotty sprinkle today, high of 74 degrees. Mostly clear skies tonight with a low down to 65. And then a cooler but largely sunny stretch. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 76. Friday, mostly sunny with a chance overnight of some showers and a high of 80. Saturday, mostly sunny, high 78 and 70 degrees. Your cool high on Sunday under mostly sunny skies. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 68 degrees.
Fleet
Farm is the place to fuel up, earn rewards, and save every day. Fleet Rewards credit card holders can earn 5% back in rewards on qualifying purchases made with a Fleet Rewards credit card, including 5% back on fuel at our Fleet Farm gas marts. While you're there, fill up on a hot dog, popcorn, and 20-ounce drink, all for just $1.99 at participating locations. Stop in and start earning more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm. Subject to credit approval. See a team member for details.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
This Saturday only from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Enjoy 2 chicken Alfredo pasta dinners for under $47. Yes, 2 dinners. Call and reserve your free dinner today. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
9:41, Wisconsin's Morning News. Adam Roberts in for Erik alongside Vince Vitrano. It is Free Burger Day at George Webb Restaurants, and we'll check in with WTMJ sous chef Nazir Spencer, who's been out at the one in Brookfield.
Hey, if you're just standing around, grab some burgers.
All
grab some
hands,
buns.
all
Let's go.
hands on deck. We talk about all eyes. Well, today it's all hands on deck. We'll check in with Nazir in just a few minutes. Wanted to update you on this story. You may recall us talking a lot about earlier this year on WTMJ. Remember the story, Vince, of the man who's alleged to have faked his own death near the Madison areas from Green Lake County, then fled overseas to Ukraine, or I believe it was Uzbekistan, actually. Well, that man is back in court later next week, it looks like, and could learn a sentence in the case of Ryan Borgward, this man from Green Lake County, 45-year-old, accused of obstructing an officer, a misdemeanor charge, and facing up to 9 months in prison and a $10,000 fine. He is back in court on August 26th for a hearing and could learn his sentence at that point. I think it's interesting because that's only a misdemeanor. It's not like it's a felony cause, but that story, I just recall, caught fire. And we were hanging on every word, taking live press conferences. We needed any update we could get. And I remember the thing that stands out to me, if you know the Green Lake County Sheriff over there, Mark Podol, he had a line that still sticks with me as maybe line of the year.
He didn't expect us to go more than 2 weeks in searching for him. Well, I hate to tell you, he picked the wrong sheriff in the wrong department.
I don't think he hated to tell us that either.
No, I don't think so. You wouldn't save that line
us.
for you with the little right before you're going to say that. Anyway, Ryan Borgward back in court. That'll be August 26th, so that's next week. Could learn a sentence in that case.
Is there a line? We'll check in live at one of our 23 George Webb locations where the free burger giveaway is on by 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like men's Rustler jeans, $16.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. Men's Lee Extreme Motion jeans, $21.99. 15% off assorted Brinks padlocks. And a DeWalt shop stool with casters, $20 off. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Got this message from my team at Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield, and I want to share it with you because it's important. A lot of folks dealing with flood damage, and this is from my friend Haley over there. She said, if your home was hit by the recent flooding, Hunt's Flooring is here for you. We can help with emergency flooring removals and replace water-damaged floors quickly and with care so you can get back to feeling at home. Hunt's Flooring, helping Milwaukee recover one floor at a time. This is the team that I have in my house. We're going to do the entire first floor, and they've helped us through our project and been really patient with us as we had some other things to do. But the Hunt's team has spent decades building this reputation as patient, helpful, and ready to go when you're ready for your project. So whether you need them for something you've been thinking about doing for a long time or for emergency flood damage, get in touch now. It's Hunt's Flooring. They're on Highway 100 in Greenfield, huntsflooring.com.
Soak up summer days at the ballpark while they're still here. Be here when the Brewers host the Giants, August 22nd through the 24th. Lead off the weekend with Stranger Things theme night arriving Friday the 22nd. From there, collect a legendary Bob Uecker golf umbrella giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 23rd. And if this series couldn't get any better, it's the return of Willie Adames to American Family Field. Get your seats today at brewers.com/tickets.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based, Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew.
The George Webb Burger giveaway is on this afternoon, only the third time since that original promise was made. George Webb predicts the Brewers will win 12 straight. Checking in with WTMJ's Burgermeister, Nazir Spencer. He's been at the George Webb location in Brookfield. If you know the area, it's Gerke's Corners, just a little bit further down Blue Mound Road. Morning, Nazir.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Doing well.
Getting hungry,
All right,
man.
Now, I predicted there'd be a line by this time. Please tell me there's a line.
Vinny, there's no line still,
Wow,
man.
that's fantastic news. All right, great. Time to get in.
The line is supposed to start, I was told, around 1 o'clock, 12:30. And, it won't be like last time. I think last time it was really early. People came in early because they wanted the free burgers. But this time I think they got the memo that they will not be handing those out. They're starting at 1 o'clock. And I was told that they're making around 2,300 burgers, 2,500 burgers, around that range. So there's a lot of burgers being made back there. I took some videos of the station they got back there. I'm not fully ready yet because they're still in breakfast mode, but they're really preparing back there.
I was going to say, you mentioned earlier about this station where all of the meats are being kept ready to roll. Have they told you yet, we teased it last time you were on, have they told you, hey, man, if you're going to be sticking around for your media hits, all hands on deck, let's get you working
step
here.
in.
They told me at 2 o'clock, come back, because I told them that's when I was off. And they told me, hey, come back at 2 o'clock, help me out a little bit. And I told them, I was like, I'll be back for a free burger, but I can't promise open.
Now, the last time we had this was 2018. I remember I stood in line with my kids just because you have to, right? And if I recall correctly, many of the locations weren't open then for regular business, and it looks like they've reconsidered that. So if you wanted to go in and sit down and enjoy your one burger and maybe order some other stuff, Nazir, you can do that, right?
Yep, they got that 12 Streak 12 menu, the Brewers 12 menu, lined up in there with double cheeseburger, hamburger, fries, onion rings, all that fun stuff, sodas. They got that menu in there for you. It's very cheap, not too much. You're getting your free burger along with it as well. So you can dine in. You don't have to use your voucher today. You can use that actually next week, as you guys were talking about before. I'm pretty sure that you can use it later on in the month as well. So.
I think it's August 25th through the 29th. Right. So I said earlier by the end of the month, but that is 2 days before August ends. So if you were planning on a weekend trip over the Labor Day weekend at Webb's, you will not be able to use the voucher then.
Correct. Yes. And they got that all. I think they got all the signs in there talking about that as well. They'll be telling people that in and out as well, that they don't have to use the voucher today. But if you want to, go ahead and use it. It'll get you some extra fries and stuff if you want to pay for that. But, it'll be a fun environment. I was told to be expected that the line will be wrapped around Aldi again. and that'll be past the Dollar Tree, and that'll just wrap around all the
Past
almost,
the Dollar Tree, you don't say.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, past the Dollar Tree, down to the Aldi. Hopefully, not too long to buy the Best Buy. That would be very long.
You were talking earlier on the show, Vince, about file footage. It's the theme for this 9 o'clock hour. Maybe this will be another day to get like feet. Just only the knees and below in just a line waiting for whatever. And then, I need footage of a long line. Well, we got that for you.
Yep, and they'll be here. They'll be here around 1 o'clock. So just expect it to be a long line starting at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock will be jam-packed for sure.
Well, a good and historic assignment for you today. Nazir Spencer live for us out in Brookfield. Thanks, my friend.
Yep, see you guys later.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for Free George Webb Burgers.
I was not aware of that.
So it occurs to me, though, Adam, now this will be the third time in my lifetime because I was around in 87.
Second in mine.
Really don't remember. I have one of these memories, and things become cloudy over the years. I feel like I thought my dad brought a sack of burgers home for us. But he says he doesn't remember doing that. So I don't know if he did or didn't. I might have just
maybe eat too many of the free burgers.
I might have made that up in 87, right? It's entirely possible.
So I was watching from afar in 2018 because I was still working in the lacrosse market at the time. I was not able to go in and get my free voucher, but I do remember all of the coverage. And I know that throughout the day, if you're listening, you're going to see this story popping up on your feed. You're going to see the lines. You're going to see people like, what I'm curious from the media side is how do people differentiate the coverage today? Because you're all doing the same thing. We're all at the restaurant. We got the interview with the workers. We got the interview with the people on the line. This is a day where we're all on the same assignment. What am I going to do differently? That's what I'm going to be watching for.
So the burger giveaway this afternoon goes until 6 o'clock at the 23 George Webb locations.
This is a tasty Free George Webb burger.
This division race might already be over.
Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Left center. Bye-bye baseball.
The Brewers take on the Cubs in Chicago.
It could be 2 to second for 1. On to first. Double play. Ball game over.
This series is sponsored by IKEA Oak Creek. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Back to school checklist means more than just clothes, new shoes, and the pencil pouch. Vince Vitrano for Shopco Optical. Having your kids' vision checked should be part of that annual routine. And this is why my family goes to Shopco Optical. One-stop shopping. That among many other reasons. But that's particularly what I love about it. I'm always trying to save time, right? Bring the kids in for a comprehensive eye exam where the docs will walk your young ones through every step of the process and explain everything as they go to you as well, including recommendations for lenses or contacts. And then you're right there picking out the frames. Second pair and more, always half off, and those frames are right there so your kids can feel good about their choices so they'll look super cool. Order your contacts at great sale prices anytime at Shopco Optical. The kids will look great. They'll be seeing clearly with the experts at Shopco Optical. Get started now at shopco.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Birds. 9:55, Wisconsin's Morning News. Close out the program with this. A reminder, the Milwaukee Dog Park opens officially this afternoon, and it's actually the front end of a larger development right there on the Milwaukee River.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
3 o'clock this afternoon is the grand opening of the space. It will be managed by a nonprofit organization. I know you guys tease me because I'm not a dog guy.
All the time.
Yes.
And we love to do it, and we will continue to do so.
Fine, and I'm happy for you and your dogs and all that. Dog's not my thing. Actually, I'm just not a pet guy. There is a cat that lives at my house. But
Well,
that's
you
neither
have
here
a
nor
chipmunk now that is a frequenter.
That was not a pet, man. That was an invader, and he was fine. Humanely released. Anyway, I am a big downtown Milwaukee guy, and you got to recognize the significance of this space. Paul Schwartz is the executive director of the Milwaukee Public Market, a large force behind this.
Came out of a huge call with the uptick in growth of downtown residents and the amount of people who own dogs, especially over the pandemic. It became a huge need and a void that was not filled. So we took it upon ourselves to work with partners at the state of Wisconsin, who actually owns the land, Milwaukee County, City of Milwaukee, and then a host of individuals and private funders, private companies that really believed in this and the efforts, and it just grew from there.
Schwartz was talking with Wisconsin's Midday News, Jessica and Greg, and his point that, yeah, if you want to drive downtown residency, you want people to live downtown so they'll hang out and do stuff and go to restaurants and all that, you got to address the things that they need, that they've been asking for. And one of those things is they want to have pets and they got to have a place for the dogs to run around.
Especially with all the young professionals that make up such a section of these new core people that downtown is trying to get into these new high-rise apartments and whatnot. A lot of them have dogs, especially if they're millennials. I say this as a millennial dog owner myself. A lot of us own pets.
So this spot is going to be, I said, right across the river from the Milwaukee Public Market. It's underneath the 794 freeway spur that connects the Hone Bridge and the Marquette interchange. Now, in addition to the park, this is the other matter of significance. Matt Dorner from Milwaukee Downtown, also on the show with Jessica and Greg. He's talking about this major partner on the dog park project, a Wisconsin-based pet food maker that also has a business affiliation with Foxtown Brewing in Mequon. They're moving forward on a big development that is just south of the dog park.
Lo and behold, a year later, they have it under contract and come up with the concept for Foxtown Landing, which gave us an opportunity to really look at that 1.4, 1.5 acre site holistically, where you ultimately will have the 30,000 square foot brew pub, restaurants, massive outdoor spaces with an expanded dog park.
So 3 p.m. today will be the ribbon cutting on just the dog park. The other business, the Foxtown Landing, not expected to open for some time.
For a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, heads up before we go. Be nice to your web workers today. Free burger giveaway 2 to 6. Buy some fries, buy a soda, and be nice. You will all get your free burgers.
And by the way, go Brewers. Got to snap this two-game losing streak.
Go.
2-game losing streak. 9:58. Point taken with Steve Scafidi, Kristen Bry up next on WTMJ.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you